Alright. I'd say, why don't we get started? How's everybody doing today? How we doing? Your boy out here. So let's see. If we split it like we did the other visual novel, I think I should be able to get at least 3 chapters in tonight. 3 or 4. Hopefully. Depending. Let's see how long it takes us to do 2. And then depending on, or actually 3. Let's see how long it takes us to do 3. And then depending on what time it is, we'll go ahead and go through it a little bit more or not. So just to be sure, instead of putting start, I'm gonna go to chapters. Cause last time we did the VN, I clicked start and it took me to the last chapter, and I read the last fight without knowing it was the last fight. So, make sure you got your favorite coffee cup with you. So let's get started. I really want to know what this thing is about. Alright, part 1. Oh wait, whoops. Chapter 1. Chapter 1, part 1. Of course, that was the number 1 thing for the girl, Bianca. Let's hope the translation is good. It was a little off for the other BN. 5 in the morning. Inside of the bike, wider than the driver's seat of a truck, a young girl strapped with a belt turns on a machine. Above the power button, there is a mottled lamp. The abstract meter is surrounded by hard-to-read cyclic letters. What does that even mean? Like circular letters? NHTEPKOCMOC. Intercosmos. Approximately half a century ago, the organization Shiskal helped humanity send several astronauts with many different nationalities to the moon. This machine is a relic of that glorious era. Warm-up is over. Also, is it a computer? Current simulation magnification 0.02. Starting operation. The smell of oil, the sound of machinery, and the movement of the girl's hips serve as a signal to know the air pressurization system has begun to adjust the gravity. Now her ankles and knees are only supporting 20% of her weight. This will let the young girl run tens of kilometers continuously without risking damage to her joints. Oh hey, that's the same song from the other visual novel. I hope they don't have any like copyrighted music, because last time they did. Yo, Koga, welcome back. Making food, yo, what you making? Yeah, last time I had to like mute a couple of one song because it was copyrighted. Oh, the music's gone. The morning sun rises in the distance. Blackreed Durandal has begun another day of training. There she is, little girl Durandal. Average heart rate is 125. Good, this is perfect. In that case, Bianca-sama, shall we have breakfast? Today's dessert is a freshly baked cheese millefeuille. What is that? Millefeuille is a type of cake made from 3 layers of puff pastry and 2 layers of cream or jam. It may have been inspired by Neapolitan pizza because of the similar spelling of Neapolitan, the adjective form of Naples to Napoleon. This dessert was nicknamed Napoleon in English. Chinese, also translated as Napoleon's cake. P.S. Due to the Russo-French War of 1812, Napoleon was one of the most popular cake styles in Russia. Oh. Also, where's the music? Dialogue box. Sales source, consumer source. What the heck? Where'd the music go? Oh gosh. I didn't mean to. Oh, did it save my spot? It did save my spot. Okay. Rita, what's up with you today? Why such a high calorie? Wait. Did you call me Bianca? Correct. Today's a special day that should be celebrated with a cake. Today, February 28th? No, it's already the 29th. Ah. It's been 4 years already. From the day I met you and the day I met them. Even I have gotten used to the name Durandal. The Overseer will put his plan in motion at the right moment. The day when we can finally fulfill our promise will certainly come. Yeah. Keeping that promise is very important for the girl called Bianca. And now, a non-yellow colored piece of paper sits quietly in the archives of Shiskaw. The following is written on the first page of this confidential document. Top secret mission, Lonely Pantalasa? Is the girlfriend's yup? Start time, February 29, 2012. Oh, 2012. Nice. Location, the Quantum Sea. Target, redacted. Members, Bianca Durandal, Atagina, 12, Rita Ruswise, 16. Oh, she's only 12 here? Wait, Rita's already 16? Wow. I didn't know she was that much older than Durandal. That's a whole ass 4 years. Status closed. Reviewed by Auto Apocalypse. And now, the story will go back in time 1461 days from February 29, 2016. To the moment when Bianca Atagina and Rita Rosswise arrived at the Quantum Sea. Gosh, these refugees are nothing but cowards. Yo, Mickey, welcome, welcome. Twin Bianca, yeah, little tiny Bianca. They're all the same, no matter what the era they come from. Look at her, she's so small. Can you believe they would prefer to live in hunger rather than help us sail the sea? How spineless can someone be? Damn, this is a different Bianca. I'm not used to her being like this. Well, before they drifted here, they didn't have any sailing experience. It's natural they would be afraid of the mythical sea monsters, Leviathan. What? Are you saying it's okay for them to never leave this island? It's okay for them to keep living only picking up shells and catching crabs? There's a saying that goes, the boat should be near the coast. What? Bianca-sama, the average person is pessimistic and realistic before they even start considering the rewards of their success. They look at the consequences of their failure. If a person like that is put against the sea, a completely unknown world to them, they wouldn't be able to fight back against their fears. The name Leviathan makes them subconsciously believe that sailing to the sea is equal to becoming an enemy of nature itself. In other words, they are committing suicide. Whoa. Thus, from their perspective, we are naive, crazy adventurers. Sympathizing with the weak? Wow, this is a side of Bianca I didn't know she had. Also, Rita, how many times have I told you today? Stop adding sama to my name. It's creepy. I'm a Valkyrie, he only met you right before this mission started, and you only became my adjutant due to a certain someone's insistence. Wait, so... right here they're not. So this is how long ago? Oh, damn it. I can't go that far back. They said like 1,000 something days, right? So that's even, she's even younger than 14 here. She's probably like 12 maybe? I mean, no, she's not, she's a lot younger than 12 then, right here. Like 10 maybe? Please stop talking to me the same way you talk to the Overseer. Understood, Bianca-sama. Excuse, she said it again. You two, are you two perhaps new here? Yes. We've been here for 38 minutes and 25 seconds. Number 26 seconds now. However, unlike you all, we've come here to explore rather than to escape. Needless to say, until our mission is completed, we plan to involve ourselves in all your joys and sorrows. I am Bianca Atagina, and this is my adjutant, Rita Rosswise. How can we help you? Dude, I love her smug face. She looks so cute. What's so funny? Oh, she's pouting. My apologies. We the elderly just like to laugh. Please don't mind it, Miss Explorer. Anyway, I heard you two are trying to gather forces to defeat the Leviathan and open the way to ocean. Yes, that is correct. Not a single person wanted to fight together with us, though. Haha, understandable. None of them are warriors. They can't be compared with heroes who have seen hell itself. How do you know that? Haha, When you get to my age, you can just tell by looking at someone's eyes. I'm Miguel. Let me get straight to the point. Brave warriors, would you embark on an epic hunt together with this old sailor who can't even move his left hand? What? You mean... In short, I'll provide you with the ship and take care of steering it. Though all I have is a red boat, hahaha. Oh, see, my old friend. I thank you for not breaking this tattered ship so that we may sail again today. What's up with you? Hahaha, look at this red boat. Hasn't seen any action in 3 years, but it's still ready to go. Has the Leviathan kept people trapped on the island for that long? It could be even longer. It seems to have made a nest near the coast and refuses to go away. Though the first year after I came here, I was still catching plenty of fish. You didn't see any other people out in the sea when you went out fishing? None, just look at it. There's no other land nearby. Not even Columbus itself would sail without making the necessary preparations. By preparations, you mean enough food and water? Yeah, you need those too, but the most important thing to have is a strong ship. Neils, triangle and square sails, that's what matters the most. Do you think anybody will look for new lands on an unreliable wooden boat? It's impossible, the sea is not so soft. But if you can defeat the Leviathan, then I'm sure everybody will start listening to you and build a ship strong enough to sail across the sea. Are you sure about that? Well then how did they get here if they didn't come by ship? Isn't humanity a creature that lives on fate? For example, do you know why a small group of Spanish soldiers was able to win against an immeasurable number of barbarians? Well, you better not be talking about the Aztecs. I'm about to throw hands if you call them barbarians. It wasn't because they had enormous power on their side, but because they never let the enemy feel they had a chance of winning. That's how mere 200 adventurers were able to fight against thousands and conquer Peru. Oh, okay, Peru. You're on thin ice, bro, buddy. The Battle of Lepanto was won also by a small number, and it wasn't thanks to the galleass. The enemy had beaten by their momentum. Could it be you're from the Imperial Age of Spain? Oh, cringe. This dude is Spanish. Oh, you could tell. No wonder his name is Miguel. I'm not one to brag, but before I came here, I wasn't just a veteran soldier, but a culture person who wrote many books too. That attitude makes me think of your books didn't sell well. Wow, Bianca. You know what? Yeah, tell him off. You got a point. I don't know if I'm famous 400 years in, if I'll be famous 400 years into the future. Some of the books I wrote are La Galatea, The Travails of Persiles, and Sigismunda. Is that a real book? Let me look it up real quick. La Galatea. Miguel de Cervantes. Also, he is a real person. La Galatea es una novela de Miguel de Cervantes publicada en 1585 en Alcalá de Henares con el título de primera parte de La Galatea, dividida en 6 libros. Wait, 1585? What? Did they travel 1,000? Wait. When they said 1,000 something, they meant years? Nuh-uh. Yeah, this guy's from 1585. What the fuck? The first book published in 1585 on the guise of pitch pastoral characters. It is an examination of love and contains many allusions to contemporary literary figures. It enjoyed modest success but is not soon reprinted. This prophecy was never published. So they're in the past. What the hell? So she's still... Okay, so this still is 12-year-old Bianca. Okay. That is crazy. And Don Quixote. Oh, wait, he's the writer of Don Quixote? Miguel de Cervantes. Cervantes is an early modern Spanish writer regarded as the greatest writer in Spanish language and one of the world's preeminent novelists. He's best known for his novel Don Quixote, a work cited as both the first modern novel and first great novel of world literature. Ooh. So he did. novelas temporales, La Galatea, Joe Gypsy, poemas de Miguel, Riconcete y Cordatillo. Well, that's cool. More historical figures. You are. Could it be you are Miguel de Cervantes? Sure is, the one and only, I guess. Well, aren't I pretty famous? A master of literature, ha ha ha, has a nice ring to it, I love it. Here I thought you were a soldier used to the battlefield. Who could have guessed you could be this smug? She's so disappointed. How could I not be happy after hearing that? You should smile too, Miss Bianca. I'll make you more motivated once we're out of the sea. Your concern is unneeded. There hasn't been a single day I haven't given my everything since I became a Valkyrie at the age of 10. Damn. She became a Valkyrie at young. If you teach me how, I'm confident I can learn how to catch fish or steer a ship perfectly. My, by the way, Cervantes-san, how should we divide our roles once we sail? Haha, don't be so stiff, miss. You can call me Miguel. That's easy. I'll be the captain. I'll steer the ship and judge when we should advance and retreat. As for you two, Miss Bianca's specialty was spears, right? The harpoons are all yours. Miss Rita is a very attentive person, so keep an eye on the anchor rope to make sure it doesn't get tangled. Anchor rope? What's it for? That will, of course, be used to bring the ship closer to the beast. Can't kill it if we're too far away, right? Also, we need to pick up his body and bring it back to the island for everyone to see. What are we supposed to do if the Leviathan were to attack us? This reed boat is a little... I'll make use of the currents not to give him the chance to attack us. It's that simple. Oh, right. Didn't you two show something to the people on the island? A gun capable of even destroying boulders? What was it called again? The all-purpose firing weapon of the previous civilization. Second relic. Not a hard name to remember. Hahaha, we old people aren't good with long names. The second relic. But anyway, we have a weapon stronger than the cannons of the invincible Armada. What we're riding on isn't an unreliable reed boat, but a mirrorless hunting warship. Remember this. Leviathan, sea creatures, they're all just mere beasts. The only difference is their size. And brave hunters can't possibly be afraid of a prey they're willingly approaching themselves. Yeah, you get it. Now, let's kill him. Look closely, old man. This is how Valkyrie from Shikskal fights. How can he say it's a mere beast with such confidence? They walked around the measure of the length of the island and looked at it from the top of many rocky mountains. But now that they are out in the sea, the two Valkyries realize how small the harbor truly was. Even though it's only been a few minutes since the reed boat left the port, the island they were at moments ago can't be seen anymore. The shelter that was large enough to house dozens of people could be covered with the palm of a hand. The midday sun shines on the surface of the sea. The light reflected is so dazzling it's hard to keep its eyes open. Oh no, the music left again. Okay. The old man kept rowing the boat with his long oars, steadily advancing the undulating waves. Careful, he's coming. I don't sense anything near us. Yeah, but it's almost time. Time? After the Leviathan gets a whiff of that someone is out in the sea, it takes him approximately 15 minutes to catch up to the ship. I see. So that's why he stopped the ship here. God damn it, the music. Come on, man. Don't do this to me. That's right. The reef 5 meters below the ship protects us from any attack from beneath. After all, we're using ourselves as bait. Being careless can be fatal. And the opportunity to strike will only show itself for an instant. Wait, what's that sound? The sound of machinery? Look, there's something black under the sea. Is that blood? Something's fighting the Leviathan under the sea. It's coming. What is her face? Oh, damn, it's huge. That's... Also, come on, man. The music. Unless there's not supposed to be any music here. A submarine? Was that it for chapter 1? It seems like it. New chapter. The ocean is magical. No matter what occurs, it's all fleeting. Only its waves and bubbles are allowed to be eternal, swallowing everything into loneliness. The mysterious submarine that suddenly appeared is now quietly floating above the sea. Only the cries of the pitiful Leviathan could be heard under the blue sky. Are you alright, Bianca-sama? Of course I am. I can handle getting wet from head to toe. This is nothing. Ah, thanks for the towel. What is this? What is it? Do you know something, old man? No, not a clue. I've never seen anything like this in my entire life. A ship made entirely of metal tore apart the Leviathan's belly as if it was made out of paper, and it can even dive under the sea. Are all ships from 400 years into the future this amazing? She's so unimpressed. Don't be surprised at something this level, old man. I'll have you know, our transport ship, Hestia, is 10,000 times stronger than that submarine. Now that we can bring any battleships to this world, don't fret, old man. No matter who they are, we'll do something about it. Huh? The energy of the holy relic hasn't recovered even a single bit. Look, someone is coming out of the submarine. They're raising a flag? That's a pirate flag. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, pirates. Since when do pirates have submarines? 4 boats left the submarine. 3 of them surrounded the Leviathan and began to tear it apart. The remaining boat headed to the small reed boat carrying 3 people. Bianca felt like her opponents this time weren't normal pirates because the boy that seemed to be the leader was panicking to the point it's impossible to believe he could be a pirate. Hello. Hello. I'm sorry. What? We seem to have killed your prey, so I'm very sorry. Who is this kid? So he came all the way here to apologize, Captain Sun. I'm not the captain. I should let Layani-san explain it. Well, who is this? Hello. You're really hopeless when it comes to these things. Everyone, we're sailors from the amphibious ship, Caledonia. I'm Laya, the boatswain. This is Jimmy, our engineer. As you can see, we're pirates. Is this another historical figure? Let's see. Doesn't seem like it. Or at least not that I can look up. We apologize for stealing your prey, but we'll be keeping it as an apology. Our captain wants to invite you all aboard the Caledonia. Interested? I guess so. Whoops. Dim, incandescent loves, fading paint, rusty nuts, and aged but well-maintained power cables. For Bianca, Agatina, and Rita Rosswise, the Caledonia was a giant time capsule. As Dad stepped into a novel by Jules Verne. Late 19th and early 20th century designs. Where did this amphibious ship come from? Are you asking me? Who else? Your engineer doesn't seem to be able to hold a conversation. There's no use in asking him. Jimmy loves to talk, but he's not confident. Damn. But he's not confident enough around you yet, right? Yeah, I think so. So, where did this submarine come from? Going by your clothes, you don't look like you're from the 20th century to me. Yes, we actually aren't. But don't be in such a rush. From now on, the captain will answer all your questions. I can't go stealing the spotlight from her. Come, the captain is waiting for you at the bridge. Oh, so she's not the captain. Who's the captain? '20th century, or perhaps 21st. Wait, is this Shakespeare? Welcome aboard the Caledonia. Captain Barbosa welcomes you on behalf of the entire crew. Barbosa? You speak and act like an actor despite being a pirate. I sincerely thank you for praising the Kingsman. By Kingsman, you mean Shakespeare's? The one and only. And playing the role of pirate Captain Barbosa is William Shakespeare herself. It is Shakespeare. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it from the stigmata. And I think she showed up in Ellen Palutina's too, right? Well, if you don't like Barbosa, I can also act as Captain Nemo. Though I don't know him very well, I just happened to find by the chance the ship he abandoned. You made it yours? Exactly. On a peaceful morning, I was doing my vocal workout while facing the sea, when suddenly a loud sound was heard and steel monster came out of a maelstrom. There was no one in it and its logbook was incomplete. If you ask me, Captain Nemo and his Nautilus make for such a strange story. Is this supposed to be a joke? A joke? You could call that a joke from the play known as Fate. Bro, is this a Fate reference? Is this a Lost Belt reference here? Hello? Yeah, I guess he doesn't need his ship anymore, right? Since he's got the... Fuck, what's the name of it again? Crap. I forgot the name of the ship in Fate that we used to transfer to go through places. But that ship. The Wave Rider. No, is it the Wave Rider? No, it's not. But I must admit, overthrowing order, changing fate, rebellious against the heavens, is all truly overflowing with fun. Is this a world without order? This is a Fate reference. This is an FGO reference. Oh my, does our nameless little knight care about order? Right, we should start by introducing ourselves properly. What? How did we go from that talk to introducing ourselves? I am Marianne William Shakespeare from 16th century England and the captain of the Caledonia. If you don't like Marianne, you can call me William or Shakespeare, I don't mind. The 16th century, so 1500s? This is our boatswain, Laya Sadia Al-Hurra. She's from Morocco of the same era as me. And this is James Jimmy Watt, an engineer from the 18th century Scotland. The Caledonia got its name thanks to him. James Watt, the guy who made the first modern steam engine, but he looks younger than me. Nautilus wasn't a bad name, but the crew insisted on this new name to honor the Scottish boy for his excellent work on repairing the ship. Wasn't it you the one who wanted to change its name? And I didn't do anything impressive, I just followed the manual. Right. This is Iron Mask, my chief officer and adjutant. Are they human? A pleasure to meet you. A pleasure to meet you. She herself wishes her identity to remain a secret, so please respect that and don't pry into her private matters. Isn't that a bit suspicious? Well, maybe that's how it looks to an outsider, but to me, she's the most trustworthy and reliable person on this ship. Understood. I won't press the matter of Iron Mask's identity any further. You and your crew introduce yourselves. I suppose it's now our turn. I am Bianca Taigina, and this is my adjutant Rita Rossweiss. We're Valkyries who, under the orders of Shiskal, came to explore this world. Huh? Shiskal, Valkyrie? What's that? Huh? Huh? It seems your words were true, my dear adjutant, or should I say, teacher. Director, have some moderation. Hey, what is this red-haired shorty saying? How can you not know Shiskal? Oh my, don't scold me, young lady. What I'm saying is the truth. I've never met any Shiskal, and there's no one who goes by that name here. What? But I know a little about them thanks to what Iron Mask told me. There are many worlds out there who are usually full of an energy called Honkai. Is there some kind of magical world? Worlds are affected by this so-called Honkai are under the constant threat of monsters and calamities, and the one who rose against it is an organization called Shiskal. There is no one who hasn't heard of Shiskal in those worlds. To fight against the monsters, Shiskal selects women with potential and turns them into soldiers who they call Valkyries. Said Valkyries can resist the corruption caused by the Honkai and use its power to fight for humanity. Self-proclaimed Valkyries, are those things really true in your world? You phrased it in a strange way, but yes, that's the truth. Then listen, you two. The advice I'm about to give you will be useful to you in the future, so make sure to pay attention. Advice? Yes, a very simple advice from the utmost importance. Listen, if you plan to survive this world, make sure to not waste your ammunition. I don't mean you won't be able to refill your injury anymore, but rather the recovery process will be 100 times slower than what you're used to. Similar to how the Caledonia can only carry 6 torpedoes even after its renovation. Or perhaps, did the training you've undergone since a young age make it so you can't do anything without Honkai? I appreciate if you didn't underestimate me. If you go that far, would you like to spar with me? I promise I won't use Honkai energy. Hit a nerve with her. What will you do? Show off your melee fighting skills? I got an idea. Chief Officer, do you feel like being this young lady's opponent? No thanks. Are you hated by your crew? But if the captain were to pay me for it, I will. Huh, were you a money-loving mercenary all along? Very well, I won't be able to call myself a good captain if I don't pay my troops' salary. In that case, I have one request. Huh? If Shakespeare's son is sending her gentleman to fight, then I will be her opponent on behalf of Bianca-sama. Does that sound good to you? Haha, interesting. Then let's do the following. Bianca-san and me, Rita-san and Iron Mask. Each one will fight its respective opponent. Any objections? Ooh, like in a brawl. Interesting. Ha, ha. So strong. That was an excellent fight. Lasting that long despite fighting using weapons and techniques you're not familiar with, it's worthy of respect. If you keep up your training, I'm sure your martial arts skills will surpass ours. Oh, they didn't win? Damn. Now that we release stress by exercising, the real information exchange can start. Huh? What's the goal of your exploration? In exchange, I will tell you the reason why the Caledonia sailed. No comment? Say nothing and you will lose the opportunity to become a passenger on the Caledonia. Ugh. If there's something you don't want me to know... Wait, old man. Huh? You can say. To us, you're our comrade, so please don't think of yourself as insults either. Let's get back on topic. Rita, explain it to them. Tell them why we've come here. I'd like to know too. Understood, Bianca-sama. First, do you know what the quantum sea is? Is she gonna tell them about the quantum sea? Oh, Otto. In simpler terms, your mission is to enter a different dimension called the quantum sea and explore its special structure known as the ether anchor point. Mathematically speaking, the quantum sea doesn't belong to the known four-dimensional space. Instead, our here is a parallel world that exists in parallel to it. The ether anchor point is a topological information that exists between the dimensional manifolds, and whether its origin is natural or man-made has yet to be discovered. Manifolds are spaces with local Euclidean properties, generalizing the concepts of curves and surfaces in Euclidean spaces. A normal manifold can be formed by bending and gluing Maestrate sheets. Bernard Riemann was the first mathematician to extensively develop the real need to generalize manifolds to higher dimensions. In fact, the term manifolds comes from Riemann's German term, Mannigfaltigkeit. The title for manifold in Chinese comes from Mr. Zhang Zhihan's idea. Unlike the classic dimension we live in, the quantum sea is fragmented on a larger scale. Basic physical laws change continuously as the coordinates shift, resulting in the worlds being unstable like soap bubbles. However, in the gap between said fragmented worlds, there are countless stable zones fixed by the ether anchor point. Those worlds, like ours, follow the fixed set of laws. This is my conclusion. Listen well, this is very important. Okay. The trajectory of the solar system in the quantum sea is very close to the coordinates of an ether anchor point, which means if someone were to get inside that projection in the quantum sea, one could possibly observe a clone of our Earth. There's value in exploring something like that. Luckily for us, by using materials left by the previous civilization, we were able to create several experimental devices which allow us to move back and forth between the quantum sea and... The name of that device is Neos? In theory, by using the Neos, a person is able to return from the projected worlds at any moment. But if one were to start from this side, or reality, it can only be used when an extremely rare case, space-time window, appears, due to technical difficulties. The next time the window will appear is on February 29th between 11:15 and 12:15, near the Fjord 1054 in the Northeast Greenland National Park. It will remain open for approximately. Wait, no. Fuck. Damn it. I was trying to click the log. Where'd the log go? Shit. Wait. I need to go back. Hold on. Oh, it's gonna take a while. Okay. Take me back. Okay, custom mention. Something like that, look over eyes. Okay. Look for us, the materials left at the base position, we're able to create supplemental experimental devices which allow us to move back and forth between the quantum seat and our world. The name of the device is Gaia's. In theory, by using the Gaia's, a person is able to return from the projected world at any moment, but if one were to start from this side or reality, it can only be used in extremely rare space-time. Right. The event starts soon. The event is rarer than the transition. It remained okay for approximately 100 seconds. Okay. The event is rarer than the transit of Venus. It could be centuries until the next window appears. What do you think? Doesn't it make you excited? Very exciting stuff. Our objective is to explore the ether anchor point. Do any of you know anything about it? Not a clue. I didn't understand half of the words you said. Doesn't sound much different from what you told me. Iron Mass, multiverse, or whatever. Perhaps. That overseer knows his stuff. Then, I'll take over to explain the situation room inside the quantum sea. Well, that was a short chapter. The quantum sea is not a real ocean. It doesn't belong to any particular planet, nor is it composed of liquids such as water. It's not the cornerstone of a single universe either, but the medium where many worlds of countless possibilities exist. Its structure can be completely described using a third or four-dimensional mathematical concept. Let's imagine for a moment that many worlds, each of one with their own set of dimensions and laws, being their own separated bubble world. Following that metaphor, the quantum sea is an ocean that houses countless bubble worlds. Of course, it doesn't matter if you think of it as a bathtub instead of an ocean. Membranes are formed in the fluctuations of the ether. The quantum sea is composed of, and said membranes may evolve into a bubble world. As we all know, a three-dimensional bubble has a spherical surface that is close to being two-dimensional. When these bubble worlds are in the ether bathtub, a choice of which the 11 dimensions are inherited must be made. For instance, in the universe we are familiar with, humans can recognize 4 dimensions and 7 extra dimensions, each one being a constant membrane. What Overseer Otto referred to as an ether anchor point is the special structure or method that allows those membranes to turn into bubble worlds. When the analogous distance between two membranes is small enough, they begin to influence each other, for example, by exchanging matter. Speaking in general, it's easier for a substance to go from a relatively small membrane to a relatively big membrane, but doing the opposite is quite difficult. As such, the relatively small membrane is likely to be the one who performs changes to the other, bigger membranes. And finally, the special membrane called projection is born. In this projection, only analogs areas of the membranes continue to exist, while everything else disappears completely. For example, the world where the Caledonia exists right now is a projection made out of the membranes which had analogous properties between them. This is how Bianca and Rita were able to meet Captain Shakespeare, who came from another world. So, yeah, kind of like how they explained it in chapter 15, right? No. 13. Yeah, where the one where Bronia went in there. I can't wrap my head around this situation. Uh-oh. Oh. You were there, Rita. The island refugees seem to have calmed down. There were a few complaints by the pirates, but they still made room for everyone to rest. but I doubt they'll be able to lie down in bed and relax for a while. That's fine, no one is in a position to complain. That old man Miguel is here too. I don't think the air will be too tense with him around. Yes, I agree. Actually, I can't help but feel impressed by that side of you. Huh? My what? The side of you that swiftly makes decisions and takes action. About that. Once in the orphanage, as counselor told me. By the love of God, you idiot, would it kill you to use your head for a little bit? And don't trust so quickly. Think things twice. For most, that would be a disadvantage, but in the right hands, it could turn into an important advantage. I wouldn't say yes, turn into an advantage. I think someone who is moderately reckless is better than someone who doesn't hesitate at all, is too indecisive, or doesn't do anything at all to escape responsibility. About that last one, I don't think there is a Valkyrie like that anywhere. Of course, I'm aware it also doesn't apply to you. I just wanted to compliment you earnestly. Compliment me? I guess you took the lead on that. Cute. Our roles are backwards now. Backwards, you say? Huh? Here, take this. It's a gift. Aw. Wait, what is that? Is that a suit? Happy 17th birthday, Argentine son. Aw. Wait, 17? Thank you very much. I made it using a fang from the Leviathan. If it's too weird, feel free to throw it away. It's not worth anything. I plan to give it to you at night, right before going to sleep, but let me give it to you now to serve as well as thanks for fighting on my behalf today. There's no problem if I give it to you in a few hours earlier, right? Right? Oh, she likes it. But of course, I will cherish any present from Bianca-sama. You don't have to cherish it. No need to be shy, Bianca-sama. I'm not shy. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to raise my voice. I'm aware, Bianca-sama. If I may ask, how did you know my birthday was tomorrow on March 1st? I don't recall telling anyone. I know because the overseer sold you out. Rita Rossweiss, born on March 1st, 1995. Yo, we're the same age. Yo. She's 4 months older than me, but damn, what? Oops. Hope I didn't interrupt something nice. Nice? It's nothing like that. Ugh, cough. As I said during my introduction, in this world, the continent known as Europe is currently blocked. Blocked? Yes, you said the amount of refugees from other worlds are increasing, and that it might be connected with whoever is ruling Europe right now. Yeah, and also that I would show you solid proof of that. We just arrived at the perfect place to see it. But what does it mean that it's blocked? Is it a lost belt? A land called by many names such as Pillars of Hercules, Mount of Tariq, and the World's End. Gibraltar. Watchpoint Gibraltar. Gibraltar? Did we leave from a place between the Canary Islands and Madeira of the Atlantic Ocean? That's right, I'm not lying. Then if you tell me the truth, we traveled over 1,000 kilometers in barely 4 hours? On this old submarine? Can he even move at 100 knots? Even at 1/4 of that, 25 knots, it would be less than 50 kilometers per hour. What are you saying can't be true? Haha, are all Valkyries as good at geography? The Caledonia is moving at 5 knots, approximately the speed of a normal person running. Wow, that is slow. Then, well, calm down and listen. The Caledonia isn't particularly fast, but what if there is a shortcut? What do you mean? You remember with my agenda said that everything here is a projection of the real world. However, that projection isn't 100% accurate. For instance, there are no humans born in this world. Which means it wouldn't be so strange if there was a natural phenomena that doesn't exist in the outside world, right? Wait, no humans born in this world. But what about all the other people? What are you trying to say? When I sailed for the first time, I discovered ultra-high-speed deep-sea currents going in many directions. By taking advantage of them, the Caledonia can travel at high speeds. You can think of this as a submarine being surfboard surfing underwater. Ultra-high-speed sea currents, why does something like that exist? Beats me, it's like teaching a mere fisherman the principle behind a typhoon. According to my agenda, this is a natural phenomena, unique to this world. Who knows, maybe there is a complex reason behind it. In any case, Gibraltar doesn't lie. The Caledonian will soon surface, and you'll be able to see it with your own eyes. Oh. Well, that's interesting. So it's not like the real world. We're really at Gibraltar? But that wall, what's going on with that wall? It's surrounding the entire coastline. To be precise, it's around the entire European continent. Oh shit. All of Europe is blocked? Are we finally free of the Europeans? I like this place. The Wall of Asgard is what the people who fled to North Africa call that monstrous wall. According to them, the wall appeared approximately 100 years ago, though at first it only surrounded a ruined city. But over time it started to expand, and slowly but surely new walls were formed across mountains and rivers, leaving behind inhospitable areas. Give it a few years and it will block the Mediterranean Sea and Atlantic Ocean too. Oh god. Oh god, this is long. So note, the translation of strait is a severance of the Mediterranean and Atlantic Oceans are real events in geological history. The following is quoted from the book Ancient Sea Desert, A Great Discovery of the History of Science by Zhu Jinghua, translated by Zhu Wenhuan, published by Live Reading, a New Knowledge, Triple Bookstore, and Tianxia Culture Publishing Company. The vicissitudes of Mediterranean. We imagine that 2,000 million years ago, the Mediterranean Sea was a wide sea route connecting the Indian and Atlantic Oceans. About 1,500 million years ago, with the collision of Africa and Eurasia and originating in the middle of the East, the sea route between the ancient Mediterranean and the Indian Ocean was interrupted. At that time, only two narrow straits remained in the passage between the ancient Mediterranean and the Atlantic: the Baltic Strait in southern Spain and the European Strait in North Africa. The gradual deterioration of the Mediterranean environment is clearly visible in the course the flow of water stagnation. Benthic organisms are inevitably dying, plankton populations are surviving, and salt-tolerant peoples that have survived the salinity crisis have evolved. With the final closure of the two straits, this inland sea turned into some huge salt lakes. The depletion of sand lakes has wiped out the flora and fauna at the bottom of the Miocene, Death Valley, located 30,500 meters below sea level. This Midtoos of Gibraltar is a lonely causeway that straddles the choke strip between the dry Mediterranean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean, preventing the intrusion of Atlantic waters. At the beginning of the Pleistocene million years ago, this long causeway burst, and the water that broke through the embankment rushed through the gap, forming a huge waterfall. The water flow in its Great Falls of Gibraltar is about something cubic kilometers per year, which is 100 times more spectacular than Victoria Falls and 1,000 times more majestic than Niagara Falls. But even such a large waterfall could take more than 100 years to refill the dry Mediterranean Sea with water. What a spectacular spectacle. During the salinity crisis in Messina, animals swarmed as soon as the sea overflowed its Isthmus. Once the dissolved ions precipitated in the form of salts, they all die. However, each flood is followed by a new generation of animal dynasties. At the beginning of the Pliocene, the Strait of Gibraltar was narrow and deep, and the cold waters of the Atlantic Ocean could flow unimpeded until the newly born Mediterranean. But the course of thought is that history itself repeats itself. At present, the Strait of Gibraltar is becoming shallow and becoming sea threshold. We can imagine that one day, the Strait of Gibraltar will once again become an isthmus between the Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean desert. The story is too bizarre, but when Sida and I decluded from the analysis of the core and the evidence was conclusive, a bold insight is naturally met with skepticism by many. There are skeptics and there are many critics. However, each round of cross-examination and defense only ended up helping us to open up some new imposition on this puzzle. The Strait of Gibraltar flows faster than the English Channel, but before that huge wall, it's just a matter of time until that is no longer true. Gibraltar used to be a very important trading hub in the past. Who could have imagined it would end up like this? I wonder how long will Tanger, Ceuta, and Teuton remain on the other side. Teuton is Laia San's hometown. May I ask something? Of course. That Wall of Asgard, is it made of Honkai energy? That seems to be the case according to my agenda's observations. Honkai? But I thought there wasn't any Honkai in this world. The average density is approximately 1,000 HW per meter. Touch it and you die. I don't understand well the terms she uses, but it sounds horrible. However, there hasn't been any sightings of Honkai beasts, correct? Honkai beasts, what's that? The monsters Iron Mask mentions earlier. Did they not appear near the wall? No, I don't think so. But that doesn't change the fact that merely touching the wall of Asgard is fatal. The natives who refused to leave their homes and went up in smoke are proof of that. They went up in smoke? It appears that besides Honkai energy, there's another kind of energy at play. Once I thought that if I obtained the means, I could change everything. I told myself everything would be fine and that fortune was on my side. This is why my sword is broken. Is that a treasure sword? Doesn't look broken to me. Yeah, it looks fine. That's because you haven't seen... Oh, come on. Good Durandal, unlucky is your plight. I've need of you no more. Spent is my pride. We in the field have won so many fights, combating throughout many regions wide. Beneath the sun reflect the honest back race. Relics lay in your 7-colored pattern. Red courage, orange confidence, gold benevolence, green virtue, Zion vigor, blue reason, purple noble. You shall become the sharpest blade in the world, wielded by a brave hero worthy of you. Just like your name, Durandal, you shall be unbreakable and unrivaled. Anyway, the sword can't be used anymore, so it's all yours. Wait a moment. What do you mean you're giving me a broken sword? That name, Durandal, I feel like I've heard it before, and that needlessly melodramatic act of yours is too suspicious. Well, how do you say it? If one were to try forcibly drawing out the power of that sword, it would be similar to breaking some kind of contract, and all the power stored in the sword would go away. Wait, do they mean Durandal when they're saying that? Don't tell me. You're about to ask for our help to restore the power of that sword, aren't you? Yep, exactly. Do you actually expect me to nod and do as you say? Well, according to what my agent says about Valkyries, either you or perhaps Rita is the true owner of this sword. What do you mean by that? The moment when I'm guessing this is actually Durandal. The moment when Durandal unleashes its true power, it does a check to determine the true nature of its owner. Courageous, confident, caring, virtuous, vigorous, rational, and noble. If the 7 characteristics aren't met, the power of this sword will be scattered across the world in the form of gems. Oh, what the hell? Sounds like a fairy tale. In that case, let me tell you this. We found one of the 7 gems, the Gem of Courage, in the Salom River at the West Africa, and the red color of Swords Hill returned. Ooh. Do you still believe it's merely a fairy tale after seeing this? So it's like the Dragon Balls, but they make a sword. Try holding it. Let it tell you where the remaining 6 gems are. The moment she touched the sword, a strange feeling overwhelmed the girl's mind. Surprised, she closed her eyes to shut off her vision. That way, it would be easier to picture the images that came to her. Actually, Hector's NP is called Durandina. Oh. Oh wait, so is Durandina the proper word then? Or whatever, what was it called? Damn it, I can't go back. Durandina type moon wiki fandom, right? No, Phantasm of Hector. Yeah, Durandana is Durandal in Italian, so we're both right. We're both right here. So it is Durandal, it's just Italian for it, which makes sense because Shakespeare is Italian. So that's probably why he's using that word instead of Durandal. Or she, I mean. My bad. And she saw 6 different landscapes. A flower blooming amid a blizzard. An idol dazzling on the stage. A mysterious city surrounded by volcanoes and snowy ridges. A space center near the edge of a desert. A limestone cave glowing like a jewel in a forest. A desolated island with statues pointing towards the shore. And unrelated to those visions, without proof whatsoever, the girl felt that if this sword were to awaken its true power, it would become the sharpest blade in the world. No matter the opponent, it would cut through it as easy as slicing a cake. No, that was not a baseless claim. For an instant, the girl had a taste of how an undefeated warrior in the battlefield would feel like. But she knows very well that this is not something she would grasp right now. Her nerves tighten. Goosebumps arise. Cold sweat drops. Whoa, so is Bianca the chosen one then? I certainly saw strange landscapes. It felt some... Oh. If this world can really awaken, the sword can really awaken, there's no doubt it will destroy that wall easily. Where did you get this Durandal, a weapon of the level of a divine key? I stumbled upon it. Excuse me? I found it by chance. An earthquake happened shortly after I met Yana in 201. The sword fell off a cliff, and I was lucky enough to be the first one to find it. Well, I can't guess what you're thinking, but just so you know, the one who gave it the name Durandal wasn't me. The first time I touched a 7-colored sword, I saw the silhouette of a certain female knight. Carrying the Carolingian Empire's coat of arms with her, she and her companions fought all over the country against monsters and other evil creatures, and even made it to the moon. Wait a minute. Sword of Roland, and legendary paladin and Imperator, partially historical officer of Charlemagne and epic literature. Made it to the moon. Isn't that? Yes, it matches the tale of a certain historical figure. Wait, which one? Which one? The legendary knight who served under Charles the Great, Roland. I was right. Or rather, Google was right. Roland. Wait, so is Roland a female in this? Of course, I mean, of course she is. Of course it would gender bend another character. The only inconsistency is that the Roland from the history I know was definitely a man. A brave, burly man full of muscles. True, yeah. A man? Yes, nothing to be surprised about. Ah, I see. In your history, Roland was a woman, wasn't he? Yes, she's quite famous as a hero who fought the Honkai, and although she wasn't a Valkyrie herself, there's no Valkyrie who hasn't heard of her. Do we know how she looks like? Roland in Fate? I mean, not in Fate, in Honkai? Oh, there is. She has a, Stigmata set. That's definitely Durandal, that she's, or Durandina. That she's holding, too. If you guys want to see. That's how she looks like. That's definitely the sword that they showed off. I'm actually curious. Do we know how Roland looks in FGO or in Fate? Because I mean, oh, we do. That's right. He came out a while back. He came out last year in JP. When Charlemagne came out. The sword does not look the same though. It kind of does actually. I think I have him in JPFGO because I did get Charlemagne. When I rolled when he came out. But that's a relationship between Durandina and Roland. Her sword was named Durandal. Oh, see. Durandina is just the Italian name. Ah, haha, did you realize it? Let me ask you this, just in case. Did your Roland sword Durandal go missing at the end of her legend? Yes. Durandal went missing after she lost her life. I've heard rumors that it was stolen right before the war began, but that's... Captain, we got a drifter on the Caledonia, of course. Just when things were about to get interesting. True, man, I want to hear the rest of it. But saving lives is more important. We might be getting a new crew member, people. Come with me. Yo, we're already in chapter 3? Wait, or is this chapter 4? How many chapters have we read already? Where's my cursor? Oh, there it is. A man was drifting in the sea. Normally, he would be able to get to land by using a tattered propeller, but he had no strength nor motivation to do so. That man was once a pilot, an ace pilot even. Not that far back, he was like a hawk in the wind, an albatross soaring the sky above the clouds. I haven't sent the man who shot down 80 enemy planes. It feels like the last time he felt free was in the distant past. Though ironically, he is now enjoying in a sense of absolute freedom. He has no dreams or desires. He lives free, a life without meaning, as if he was already dead. A reasonable voice inside his head tells him, This feel is a hallucination caused by an imbalance in your body fluids right before death. If I'm rescued, everything will be okay. If I'm rescued, I will be free. However, a forgotten thought keeps telling him, Your comrades are dead. Your motherland is beyond this hallucination. Like that philosopher once said, his death deed the consummation of one triumphantly, surrounded by hoping and promising ones. Some of the quotation marks come from Nietzsche's Thus Spoke Zarathustra. What is that? Thus Spoke Zarathustra. Book by Friedrich Nietzsche. A book of all of none. Also translated as This Book Spake. Zarathustra is a work of philosophical fiction writer, German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, who's published 4 volumes between 1883 and 1885. The protagonist is normally the historical Zoroaster. Describes how ancient Persian prophet Zarathustra descends from the solitude into the mountains to tell the world that God is dead and that the Superman, the human embodiment of divinity, is his successor. Interesting. Thus, to die is best. The next best, however, is to die in battle and sacrifice a great soul. It has to be like a warrior. But he failed spectacularly, and now he can only die pathetically, like a lion stripped of its fangs. Drifting in the sea, life and death have lost all meaning. Well, what kind of person was our new drifter? He's a pilot, someone who operates machines that fly in the sky. Wow, think we can cross over the wall with one of those? About that, it's best if you don't get your hopes up. Why? You believe his plane was suddenly deviated from its course by a mysterious power when he tried to fly over the wall of Asgard. Damn. So that's not an option then. Going by what we know so far, speculate there is a spatial distortion above the wall. I don't get it, but basically flying won't get us past the wall, correct? Exactly. That said, his plane can still be of use for other purposes. Leave the repairs to me. Thank you. Call me if you need any complex calculations. Haha, I'll ask you to dumb it down for me later. More importantly, our priority is to persuade that pilot and have him join our crew. You're right, before we can talk about cooperation, we need to get him out of his depression first. Let me say it now, helping children who lost their will to live is not my job. Don't count on me either, I'm not good at this kind of stuff. Would you leave it to me then? Unexpected. You, the one who was doubting me moments ago and didn't want to take the sword of Durandal. That's a separate matter, and this doesn't mean I accepted that you're telling the truth. Oh my. That is that. You let us sail on your ship? There's nothing wrong with wanting to repay the favor, right? Also, I heard he was a soldier, not a regular one either, but an aristocrat stubborn ace pilot from the end of World War I. Then it's obvious it would be better if an ace Valkyrie talks to him rather than a pirate. Hahaha. As expected, you're truly interesting. Hahaha. Please don't underestimate me. At least, we should be able to understand each other, as soldiers who have defeated many enemies. Anyway, Rita, please make something delicious, a high-calorie dish that would make someone drool just by looking at it. Understood, Bianca-sama. Nice. That is not the same man. What the hell? A clean and well-groomed man is staring silently at the dark red meat in front of him. Or did they clean him up? It's a whale steak. Eat it while it's hot, or it'll lose its good taste. The steak is not made from any whale we know of, like sperm whale, right whale, or fin whale. It doesn't have that fishy smell other seafood has, and the meat is tender and juicy. This whale steak is more delicious than any beef steak. I doubt it, but okay. I'll pass. What? Who denies steak? Who is this man? Oh, you still don't want to eat it, even after learning that? Get it already. I don't have an appetite. Wow, rude. Excuse me? You are safe from such extreme conditions, yet you don't have an appetite? Surely a man like yourself didn't just get full by drinking a little bit of honey water. You're mistaken if you think anybody would believe that. You don't know anything, little girl. So this pilot is the sort of person who discriminates based on age before even introducing himself. Looks like we cleaned you up for nothing. Yeah, toss him back out, man. Do you intend to remain anonymous in front of the people who saved you? Manfred Albrecht von Richthofen, pilot, fighter of the German Air Force. Oh shit. German Air Force of World War I, huh? That's quite... Is he an actual person? Let's see. Yeah, Manfred von Richthofen. Known in English as Baron von Richthofen, or the... Oh, he's a Red Baron! Was a fighter pilot with German Air Force during World War I. He's considered the ace of aces of the war, being officially credited with 80 air combat victories. Holy shit. Yeah, I've heard of this guy. Well, I've heard of his nickname, not his, like, real name. Learned about him in school, way back when. Bianca Atagina, Valkyrie Squad Leader of Shishkov Special Exploration Unit, Lonely Fantalasa. Shishkov and Valkyrie? As I thought, those terms mean nothing to me. When Shung, then Shung. I don't belong to this world, but first, eat before it gets cold. My comrades survived 53 days out in the sea without water and unable to catch fish, only barely hanging on eating seaweed and shrimp. Even in their worst moments, none of them dared to give up. But in the end, only me, their captain, survived. I'm aware getting into an accident, being ill, everything comes down to cruel luck. So I... Really? What a troublesome man you are. Huh? Let me put it this way. The meat in front of yours is what's left of a creature we fought not too long ago. Killing that giant monster only gave us ordinary things like meat and bones. You can't eat it all at once, nor you can store it for later. So what's in front of you is just leftover food. It's no different from seaweed or shrimp. Do you understand now? You! Stomach growling. Oh, now he's hungry. See, your head rejects it, but the rest of your body is being honest. Or are you going to say that you were better off when you were drifting? That your dead comrades want to see you in pain like this? Eat. I too had to say goodbye to people like you did. So how about you listen to my story while we eat? Damn. It's really rough with them. You came from a world where there is a World War II going on. But in another world, there is something far more terrifying than that massacre. That is a Honkai, a natural disaster specialized in killing. You can't bargain with it. You can't talk to it. It's a natural phenomenon devoid of emotions. It will never feel satisfaction or pity. Honkai won't stop until our civilization is completely destroyed. From what I've been told, I'm the survivor of a Honkai attack. One of the few survivors amongst hundreds of millions of dead. But that has no effect on me. Sorry. After all, I have no memory of any of that. As far as I know, Bianca has always been alone. I don't know where I came from or who my parents are. I've seen many people like that, from sanatoriums in Russia to orphanages in France. Some were depressed like you, some others were hell-bent on revenge, and of course, some were normal too. In those not so bad, not so good days, I met a certain person. Who was that? A volunteer came to visit the orphanage. She was a captain of a Valkyrie assault squad and a battle training instructor who reported directly to HQ. Wait, is that Fuhua? An assault squad is a special unit even among Valkyrie squads in charge of dealing with missions taking place in harsh environments. So we thought she was going to be a strict person who had nothing but rules and training in her head. But surprisingly, what this assault squad captain held was a peaceful gardening class. Oh really? Oh, that's not Fuhua. Oh, it's... Ah, shit. Ragnar. She's from Rita's what's it called? Stigmata set. Yeah. Lilies are easy to grow. The bulb and the petioled sprouts around it can be used to breed it. Of course, you can also take your time and use seeds. Lilies are big and smell good, and it takes almost no effort to take care of them. Plant them in the ground and they will bloom without much trouble. It was an unforgettable evening. If I had to put it into words, the poem she taught us summarized it well. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art the more lovely and more temperate. Rough wings do shakes the darling buds of May, and summer's leaves hath all too short a date. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often his gold complexion dimmed, and even every fair from fair sometimes declines, by chance or nature's changing course untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou oust, nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his blade, when in eternal lines the thine thou growst, so long as men can breathe or eyes can see. This English poem is Shakespeare's sonnet number 18. Due to the differences between the languages and the translator's ability, the translation in parentheses can only roughly convey the general idea of the poem. So long lives this, and this gives life to thee. By summer of the next year, the lilies we planted blossomed. White petals, golden stamens, the air through the summer smelled great. But the person who taught us how to plant them passed away the previous winter. No, Ragnar. I heard it was a fierce battle. Only a single member of her squad came back alive, and the assault squad was disbanded shortly after. Damn. During that summer, the survivor came to visit the orphanage. She didn't mention any assault squad in her self-introduction, only that she was a teacher at a certain school. At the time, I thought she was taking advantage of her position to recruit students. I couldn't help but feel anger towards such a heartless person. But in response to my anger, she told me, Himeko, don't get me wrong. As her friend, I haven't accepted her death. But there's no need for any of you to feel sad or be in pain whenever you think of that person. If she lives in your heart too, and you want to honor her ideals and values, you must try to fulfill her dream. Because in the end, what this world recognizes is actions born of pure effort and not sweet words. God. Oh. So true, Himeko, so true. So true. Damn. I was not expecting that at all. That pause. Oh, I know. That caught me so off guard. Shortly after, I signed up for special Valkyrie training at HQ. I thought about joining the school that woman talked about, but the school system was too relaxed and I would not have wasted several years until I become a real Valkyrie. Oh, she's talking about Saint Freya? You can think of me as a child soldier, but from my perspective, the pilot training you've done is nothing impressive. I'm an A-rank Valkyrie, a soldier who has seen hell, same as you. So right now, you're closer to be a soldier who retired after the death of his comrades. Be more positive and look forward, soldier son. Think deeply about how you can make come true the dreams of your comrades in this world. Fuck, it hit hard. I know it did. Oh man. Were you successful? Dude, Bianca a real OG. Telling that story. Who knows? But I said what I wanted to say. The rest is up to him. The so-called talk between men, right? Between men? Don't mind the small details. Saying a talk between two chivalrous and passionate knights was too long, so I just said men. Give me a pass. If he's the sort of honorable man you think he is, then Jimmy will be able to start preparing his plane tomorrow. Ah, right. What do you think of our next destination? Alexandria? Alexandria is a pure transliteration of Alexandria. This Egyptian city was one of dozens of Alexanders built by Alexander the Great in his name, and the most prosperous of them all. After the death of the Great, his general Ptolemy made the port the capital of Egypt. The geographical advantages and careful construction of the Ptolemaic dynasty eventually made it to the brightest star city in the entire history of ancient Greek civilization. Today, Alexandria remains an important port in the Eastern Mediterranean, where some 334 million people live and work. Yes. Well, the name makes me think of that old castle. Also, the Alexandria Lighthouse or the Alexandria Library, but those don't exist anymore, right? The Library of Alexandria. Ah, now that I remember, you said something about accommodating the refugees on the island there. So that Alexandria must be just a refugee camp. Haha, you're right, but not quite so. Well, it's fine to think of it as a refugee camp. What do you mean? The thriving capital of a dynasty, the remains of a lonely civilization. Both are correct and both are wrong. Alexandria is a living city, full of ugliness and full of beauty. Are you sure? Are you sure you're picking the right words? Yes, I am. If you think ugliness and beauty can't coexist at the same time, then you haven't understood the concept of a city yet. Every beautiful city has an ugliness equal to its beauty. Remember those words well. Your heart will understand them tomorrow. Oh man. Already ended the chapter. How many chapters was... What chapter is this? Is this 4 or 5th? I gotta check. Let's see. Is it chapter 4? Oh, it's chapter 5 that we're in. Damn, already chapter 5? How many? We're only an hour and 30 minutes in? Damn. Now let's keep on going. I think we can. Let's see. We should be able to get to chapter 6 then. You know, the chapters are actually a lot shorter than the anti-entropy ones. This is really good. Oh man, I'm really enjoying this one. Am I dreaming? A dream of when I still lived in a Russian orphanage. The city is called Sochi. It has a warm climate and is surrounded by mountains and facing the sea. I ran freely through the alleys, inhaling fresh air into my lungs. As I slowly exhale, I feel like I was able to get out something melancholic within me. Cirxium bloomed in the weathered road under the lovely sunlight of June. They are purple, thorny, arrogant, and stubborn flowers, able to grow freely in the most barren lands. Just like all the hard-working poor humans. Bees flying around the flowers, a familiar smell tickles my nose. I don't know where or when was this. It could all be weird hallucination. But I know one thing for sure. There's something I've lost, and it's still missing, buried here like a time capsule. Walking past the steam of the hot springs, I arrive at the shore of the Black Sea. From the Argonauts to Nikolai Odorovsky, countless known and unknown heroes have stepped here to listen to the sound of the waves. Yo, the Argonauts, my goats. Nikolai Akhlebesky Odorovsky, 1904-1936, was a legendary Soviet writer. He joined the army at the age of 15 and was wounded in the head and blinded in his right eye in battle at the age of 16, and was paralyzed and blinded in both eyes at the age of 23. Damn, that's rough. However, it was in the situation that he persisted in dictating, compiled by his wife, and at the age of 29 completed an autobiographical novel about fate, perseverance, and self-identity, how steel was tampered. The petrel is free to roam the sky. A familiar smell tickles my nose. I don't know where or when was this. It could all be a weird hallucination. Hey, good morning. Going to bed and getting up early can be difficult in a ship isolated from the outside world. Well, that might be true for the captain who went through 10 alarms before waking up, just like me. Us Valkyries are trained in that way of life. Freedom will not disrupt those around us. Is that so? Quite different from what Rita-san told me. Oh, what did she say? Did she rat her out? Wait, what did you hear? Nothing big, just... When you sleep, you put your head under the pillow. Oh no! You kick the sheets out of the bed at least 5 times throughout the night. And when it seems like you're done, one finds the sheets are drenched in saliva. God damn, she drooled a lot. Stop! Don't say anything else. Why did she why did she tell you so many lies? Better ask her yourself. Ugh. Bianca-sama, Shakespeare-san, I apologize for interrupting your conversation. Today's breakfast is fried bread made with whale fat, bacon egg, fried shrimp and asparagus, apple salad, and a mushroom cream soup. Please enjoy. She changed the topic so smoothly, but this looks delicious. Munch, munch, munch. This fried bread is delicious. Rita, aren't you a little too good at this? I'm honored by your praise, Bianca-sama. Don't think I'm letting you off the hook just yet. Don't go babbling about your leader's private life to strangers. Isn't that clear, Adjutant? I will keep in mind. Jeez, you have no intention of listening to me. What a cutie. Someone somewhere once said, the way to someone's heart is through their stomach. Such a random thought popped into my head as I was stuffing breakfast down my mouth. It seems everybody is done eating breakfast. The Caledonia has surfaced and will soon deck on Alexandria's port. On this eventful day, your captain has a selfish order for all of you. Everyone gets a 24 hours vacation. Yo! Whoa, pirates. Heck yeah! Your dear captain won't help those who want to go to Alexandria. Go and have fun, except gambling. I'll cover all the costs. Long live our captain! Long live vacations! Those who have been tagging along with me for a while already know that what's going on with the locals, but we got some new people aboard this time. Thus, I'm giving another order, one of utmost importance. All the new sailors must form pairs decided by lottery and stick together the entire day. Forming groups of 3 or more people is forbidden. It has to be 2. Yes, like a date. Huh? Look, the lottery's all ready. Will you seize your own fate with your own hands, or should I do it for you? Don't come crying later if I cheat. Being the director of a data company means you can't behave like a normal person. Haha, it sounds like fun. Since no one wants to go first, let this old man take the lead. Chooses a piece of paper. Alright, this one. Oh, it says S. That's you, isn't it, Captain? Haha, that's me. You're gonna have to wait a little bit until all the pairs are decided, old man. No worries, you're taking care of me it's the least I can do. Well then, who's next? Sorry for the trouble I caused yesterday. Choose a piece of paper. Oh, look at that. He came around. Good for you, Manfred. Seems like we're a pair. I dislike soldiers, but our mother tongue is the same. At least I can be your guide. I'll be counting on you. Choose a piece of paper. W. That's me. Wait, but he's Jimmy. Oh wait, his last name, right? Well, why not? You're kind of irritating, but you don't seem to be the type of person who would cause serious trouble. Pleasure to be your partner. Thank you. That was a compliment, wasn't it? You're too much of a good boy, engineer. Then only Rita and me are left. Seems so. Do you have any recommendations regarding souvenirs? A souvenir, hard question. I can think of many, I can't decide which one. Alright. Ooh. Wait, this is a real picture. The deadass used an actual picture for the background. Well, what do you think of the world's largest city? For a big city, it has a retro feel, kind of like Aden or Kolkata. Oh, those are places I've never been to in any world. Damn it, the music. Come on, you're doing so good. Is it part 2? Oh wait, shit. I forgot I could just go. Nope, it's not. Okay. It's right here. Chapter 5, not chapter 6. Good, okay. La 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 la. Skip all this. I should have gone home and then, because this is not like the other visual novel. I could actually go back to where I was at. This might take too long. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, we're back. We're back. Then what about Florence or Istanbul? Haven't been there either, but I get your point. Ah, the information society of the 21st century must be wonderful. You can know all about beautiful history of the past civilizations. I'm so jealous. Can you take me there someday? That's... Haha, don't take it so seriously. Let this person from the past and be here earnestly. Anyway, today is your day off. Don't stand there. Everyone get out of here. Hahaha. The captain of the Caledonia laughed as she pushed her crew members and guests out of the ship. Each group must be of 2 people. Prepare to receive the captain's special punishment later if you don't comply with this. Forced date. We're finally on land again. The management of this place is sloppy. No one asked us for clearance. Again, another real picture for the background. About the management. Ah, they're here. What came here? Please be clear. Welcome to Alexandra, James Watson, and unnamed young lady. Is that a robot? What the hell? What are they doing with robots? I thought it was like past. Young lady, I'm the police of this city. Your first visit, you are required to enter various basic information. Oh, so this is what you're talking about, Jimmy. Yeah, amazing, isn't it? Please enter the required information. Name, Bianca Atayina. Gender, female. Age, 12. Birthday, January 1st. Not that I know what calendar system in this place is using. And lastly, a fingerprint. Is that enough? Wait, she didn't say the year. Is that on purpose? Wait, well, if she's age 12... Wait, hold on. Did she say 12? But Rita just turned 17. Oh, that's right. God damn, they're 5 years apart? I didn't know they were that far apart. Shit. Wait, so then that means she was born in 2000, right? 2000 or 1999, one of those two. Yes, thank you for your cooperation. Have a nice trip. Even though a year only has 365 days, this is the first time I see someone born on New Year's Day. Gosh, it's not good manners to speak out a lady's private information, you know. I'm sorry, it wasn't on purpose. Well, it's no big deal. Don't lose your composure so easily. It is not my real birthday anyways. It's what a teacher at the orphanage decided for me. They decided it without your permission? Yes, I don't know when I was born, and New Year's Day is easy to remember. Makes sense. Well, where are you going? Where are we going now? I know. We could hire a robot guide since the captain said she would pay for it. Please wait. Not only the police are robots, but also the tour guides? Yes, isn't the city amazing? I'm curious about who's managing these robots. If it is the city administration group, it's in charge of them. They do it for a place called City Hall. They also use robots to maintain safety and collect taxes. Who are the members of this group? An election is held each year to select people from among the citizens. Actually, the system is self-maintained, so anyone can do it. The job is akin to jury duty in a British court. That sucks. Is that so? Surprisingly advanced. Shall we move on? Right. I'm not sure where to go. Oh, look, it's a guide robot. Welcome to Alexandria. Information on basic services is free. If you need a tour guide, please provide your ID and insert 3 drachma. Drachma, what's that? Money. Money is called drachma. Here, it's a Greek word. You may not look it, but each drachma is equal to 10 grains of gold. Surprisingly expensive. Wow. And what does this 10 grain refer to? Grain is the average weight of 1 gram of wheat. Gold is precious, so we use small quantities. That's shit, what's her name? What's her name? Dales? Talis? Is it? Shit. I have one of her stigmatas on my Himiko. And now, the opportunity to save money has presented itself. What do you mean? Rather, who are you? Me? I'm someone who will give you a better tour than any robot, for the mere price of 2 drachma. 2? Wait, how much is the robot costed? 3? Well, I guess it's a deal. So, you're also a tour guide. Guide? No way, that line of work is too much work for me. My tour is fundamentally different because my train of thought is fundamentally different than that of a robot. In short, I'm a philosopher and I don't see things the same way as them. What are you going on about? Seems there's a small difference in our perception. It means I must prove my value for you to recognize it. Like I'm saying, I don't know where to start with you. Can't you do something about how you talk? I know what you mean, but I can't. I am, Tails of Miletus, director of the Metaphysics Institute of the Great Library and commander of the 3 Forces. A true philosopher. Is this a real person? RL? Yeah, philosopher. An ancient Greek pre-Socratic philosopher from Metenius of Iona, Asia Minor. Thales was one of 7 sages founding figures of ancient Greece and credited with the saying, "Know thyself," which is inscribed in the Temple of Apollo at Delphi. And of course, like Honkai fashion, it's a gender bend. Here's my business card. Wow, it really someone from the Great Library? Awesome! Great Library, you mean that was burned several times in history? The Great Library has suffered 2 catastrophic burnings in its history, during the Caesar's conquest of Egypt in 47 BC and during the Civil War at the end of the 3rd century AD, according to Edward Gibbon in 391 AD. The branch of the Great Library at the Temple of Serapis was also destroyed by Christians, resulting in the final survival of its collection and its buildings. That's not the case here. The Great Library is the best research institute in the world. It is said it has been active for over 2,000 years. Also, other robots in the city are manufactured by the Great Library. Oh my, there sure is a lot of rumors about us. The Great Library has only existed for less than 200 years. Sorry to disappoint you, boy. I am. Still, studying metaphysics at the Great Library is awesome. By the way, what is metaphysics? Is it something that's important to you, that you praise it so much? If the engineering science I'm studying is learning to deal with limited material, then metaphysics is the study of something infinite. Philosophy within philosophy. I didn't understand a word of that, me neither. In general, science studies things and their behavior of the real world, while metaphysics studies abstract concepts and their relationships. Because reality is ultimately limited and the potential of the abstract limitless, that is the best analogy he can think of. Incidentally, I don't agree with metaphysics being a philosophy within a philosophy. That is a prejudice made by our predecessors whose development level was too low and brought in non-philosophy into philosophy. Which is why I think philosophy is a part of metaphysics that cannot be proved by a logical argument. In terms of subset, it is actually the opposite of what he said. As science gains ground, the position of philosophy shrinks. You could say that is proof of the development of science and mankind's progress. The more you explain it, the less I understand. Me too. More importantly, I'm curious about something you said earlier. Commander of the three forces, was it? Are you a philosopher, but also in the military? That it was a joke. The Metaphysics Institute only has 3 members, thus commander of the 3 forces. If I phrase it like that, I sound important. Bianca, she's so disappointed. Only 3 members, you say. It must be tough. Is that why you're making money by working as a tour guide? Boy, you think that you're familiar with the city? Do us a favor. Tell us what you can buy with the 100 drachma. With 100 drachma. But probably a drum oil, one big enough that needs to be carried by 2 strong sailors. That example is hard to follow. Then if I use food, maybe half a cow, I think, or a pig. So approximately 2,000 euros, or maybe a little less. That's certainly a lot of money. How long does it take to get 100 drachma? 1 week? 1 week? At the Great Library, you can make that in half a day. Whoa. Damn, what are the rates? Yo, can I work there? 100 drachma in half a day? 200 per day, that's 4,000 euros. Your monthly income was 120,000 euros and your yearly income is 1.44 million euros? But that's even higher than the salary of a rank A Valkyrie. A rank Valkyrie. Valkyries have a rank? Apologies, I lost my composure. Please forget I mentioned any rank. Now I see, Tail-san. You didn't approach us because you were in need of money. Now you get it. I want to talk with you because you seem interesting. What do you say? You don't get the chance to explore the city guided by a philosopher often. It certainly doesn't sound like a bad idea, but if you're so rich, why did you want to charge us for your services? You're an interesting one. Oh, cute. Fingerprint confirmed. Oh, so she's gonna be paying for it? Thank you for choosing the Lighthouse Guide System, Directed Tales of the Great Library. Interesting kids. I will take over as your tour guide. Does it mean that their currency is worthless? I hope not. I mean, they did say it's based off of gold, so maybe she's just that rich. Huh? You paid the robot yourself? Rational thinking is trapped in contradiction, and as such, it will lead to its own denial. From the logistic fascicle of G.W. Hengel's Encyclopedia of Philosophy, because the author also published another book of the same name in his early years, this volume is commonly known as Little Logic. When you reach a dead end and reverse your line of thinking to see what both parties really want. In our current situation, you want a guide, but you don't want to be deceived. I want to talk with you, but you don't know me. Basically, since if you hire me or not is irrelevant, there's a way for me to leave this predicament. I must reverse receiving money to paying money. That way, both parties get what they want. We can be friends as long as you pay, that is. Look at you, you look so serious. But you can take a joke too. Hey, aren't you being a little rude? Anyway, metaphysics is the study of the nature of reality. It examines thinking itself, its ability of limits, grasps the truth. It would take an entire semester of class to explain it. Enters commands into the robot. Input confirmed, starting tour. This is the central square of the Harbor District. It is a great place for travelers to buy souvenirs. Many different stores can be found here, and this zone is also a tax-free area. You will be able to find high-quality products at a reasonable price. Today we recommend rice flour, chiffon cake from Now River Orchard, Cancy Urchin from Memories of Nicosia, and glass art from Copenhagen's Mermaid. He sounds like a salesman. Well, this is Commercial City after all, please overlook it. Speaking of products, do you know what's the aesthetic difference between food, clothing, and buildings? I don't know. Seriously? If it isn't the overseer, it's you. Do little philosophers take pleasure in presenting questions they themselves can answer? Haha, you presented an interesting idea. Well done, kid. But please don't treat me like a child. I must let you know I'm a great Valkyrie. But Bianca, you are a child. Girl, you are 12 years old. You are a baby. And you don't know too much like an adult yourself, shortly directed son. Yes, I got it. Let's get back on track. I will teach you the difference between food, clothing, and buildings. Cough. Their answer is their shelf life. Shelf life? Yes, food has the shortest shelf life. It doesn't last very long, and once you eat it, it's gone. Clothing is the middle ground. They can be used for several years, even decades. If preserved well enough, they can be passed down from generation to another. Buildings, of course, have the longest shelf life. The cost of making one is high, but once you build, it can be used for centuries. In short, you can eat 3 meals a day, wear a different piece of clothing each day, but if the building you live in is old, there is no choice but to endure it. She is a tween, she is. Little baby. Unlike food or fashion trends that change in a short time or in spiral, an architecture is a representative of traditions of aesthetics in history. Revolutions are changes that come at the price of destroying the previous history. Those who are aware of history's value would only repurpose the idea of a historic building while preserving its appearance and value. For example, this central square until 200 years ago, it was slave market, and not the tax-free area that is today. Slave market? Yes, a place to buy and sell living humans. You probably don't know about it, but the city still has a certain degree of slavery in the form of liabilities. Liabilities? What did you say? It's true. If you go bankrupt in Alexander, you'll be listed as a community contracted slave by the government. Oh, wow. That's fucked up. Well, you could call them free prisoners. In the case of bankruptcy, the government will pay the money, including interest. Your salary during the duration of the contract will be used to repay your debt, or you can get someone else to pay it for you. If the parents can't pay it during their lifetime, their children will take over the debt, and their interest rate is barely 7.5%, not that high. I guess. I mean, 7.5% is it's still a little pricey. Isn't it too much of a tyranny? Yeah, it seems a little rough. Tyranny? Huh, from your point of view, it might look like that. But this city has no prison or death penalty. There is only confiscation of property and complete exile. Looking at the history of this place, slavery was inevitable. The fact that slavery has been reduced to community contracted slaves is already a huge improvement. I can't accept it. I haven't thought that slavery and joint and several liability are unacceptable barbaric laws. Yes, it's obvious someone from a more advanced society wouldn't agree with it. But you're here today as a tourist to enjoy the city. Don't worry about those things right now. You can't judge a city without knowing every aspect of it. This is the city hall mentioned earlier. Hear more about it from the robot. The city of Alexander was established 165 years ago in the year 1 of the Republic calendar. It was confiscated from its previous owner by a group of revolutionaries. Since then, the building has been the headquarters of the legislature, public control, and the executive branch, city administrative group. It was built with great Greek style in mind, and both sides of the arch are decorated with statues of important figures. The outside of worlds such as Aristotle, Alexander the Great, Solon, Pericles, Leonidas I, Spartacus, Gracchus, Caesar, Cicero, and Augustus. Wow, that is a lot of important emperors. Those who wish to hear more detailed explanation about any of them, please input the number below the statue. I'm more interested in that public council rather than those extraordinary people right now. Such a strange name. Basically, it's an organization in charge of making all citizens vote to change or enact laws. Just in case, I'll clarify, slaves and outsiders don't process citizenship, so they can't participate in this vote. A group of revolutionaries 100 years ago took control from a pirate. But the revolutionaries were pirates themselves, so a war between commoner pirates and aristocrat pirates broke out. The city has a deep trench at the north, oasis at the south, and an effluent of the Nile River flowing from east to west, which means it's easy to defend. So many people were interested in controlling it. So, how did it become a commercial city and not a military stronghold? Haha, that's because the location was perfect to be a commercial hub. Merchants aren't afraid of pirates as long as the other party likes money. In the end, it all came down to government, a state, or you could call it a tool to let one class exploit another as well. The self-imposed peace of a barbaric society is a social auto-regression. While it's a good thing, often enough it leads to bad customs in that society's culture. You mean slavery? Exactly. Ironically, due to the high level of development in the city, even slaves are living better than anywhere else. Public baths, flushing toilets, basic medical insurance, social security, these are all things you can't get anywhere else. My workplace is nearby. Why don't we visit the Great Library next? The Great Library was once a personal museum of a previous ruler. Its origin can be traced back to an ancient temple. In the year 2 of Republic calendar, it was rebuilt as a scientific research institute. The citizens of Alexandria believe the science to be very important. For that reason, the Great Library has been given the name, sort of status as a public council, and the city thanks to the trust spirit, public council and the city administrative group, thanks to the widespread use of robots as public servants, the Great Library has taken over the duties of the courtroom and has become a pillar of society as a legal institution. The external side of the building has been heavily influenced by Asian culture, but the interior remains Greek in style, similar to the city hall. The interior and exterior belong to different cultures, but their nature matches so well it can be seen as a rare example of architectural transformation. Use of the Great Library is free to those registered in the city. Outsiders must provide a citizen guaranteed or make a payment in advance. Do you understand what the robot meant by that? You mean the difference between a person registered in the city and a citizen? That's right. The former includes slaves without citizenship, and the latter is limited to citizens with citizenship. But don't get hung up on those social issues. Let's go inside. Oh my god, did it freeze? No, come on. Oh, there it goes. Amazing. Impressive. Does it go 10 layers on the ground? The underground segment was recently built, while the upper segment was the personal collections of the tyrants of the past, nothing but a storage. That said, not everything disappeared along with them. For example, the great military junta and the complete comedy works of Aristophanes. Ugh, the music is gone again. Okay. Of course, we also have titles such as Humo's Hyper Adventure and the records of the 3 Homo Kingdoms. Yo, the Homo Kingdoms. Why is there a Homo in their names? And does this say novel edition? There are works reproduced by outsiders. Most of the works here are memoirs rather than the originals. If you spot any inconsistency with the version you know, please point it out. With any luck, you'll get rewarded. There are 2 great writers aboard my ship, Shakespeare and Cervantes. Maybe I'll tell them to drop by later. Oh, the scenery from the black side is wonderful. Ha! It's a nice place to relax and cool down your head. Well, you managed to grasp the beauty of civilization. You mean architectural arts? Not only that, if it wasn't for humanity's constant living, the pyramids of the Parthenon would be meaningless geometric figures. And let me add, aesthetics is a process which free will is self-sublimated by emotion. Deep in one's heart, all external information comes together, transcending space-time, and then synchronizes with the mental wavelength, giving birth to a profound immersion. The beauty of civilization lies within little countless things that interwoven to form a larger and complex picture. Each free will is one line, one point of color in that picture. Apart it may be ugly, but pieced together it can form something beautiful. Yes, there you go again with the complicated talk. Jimmy, it's about time He's gone! Jimmy, where are you? Uh-oh. No, Jimmy, where'd he go? Alright, chapter 6. Alright, this might be the last one we do today. Depending how long it is. Library. For those without the proper knowledge, bookshelves are a cultural cemetery made by boring people. For those who have the knowledge to understand what they say, a library is a roaming Valhalla, a spiritual hall for communication across time and space. True. Dude, I used to love reading when I was younger. Man, I used to love going to a library. Like when I was like, I think in middle school. Yeah, when I used to live in California, we used to go to a library like every weekend. It was like the best day. Man, those were the days. Those were the days. I should do it again. I think I lost my library card. I propose to consider the question, can machines think? This should begin with definitions of the meaning of the term machine and think. The definition might be framed so as to reflect so far as possible the normal use of words, but this attitude is dangerous if the meaning of the words machine and think are to be found by examining how they are commonly used. It is difficult to escape the conclusion that the meaning and the answer to the question, can machines think? Is it to be sought in a statistical survey such as Gallup poll? But this is absurd. Instead of attending such a definition, I shall replace the question by another, which is closely related to and is expressed in relatively unambiguous words. The new form of the problem can be described in terms of a game which we call the imitation game. There's a book. The passage translated from Alan Matheson's during 1950s paper Computing Machinery and Intelligence. The imitation game here, later called a Turing test, refers to the fact that a person codenamed C uses the language that he and the test subjects understand. To ask those two subjects a machine codenamed A that he cannot directly perceive. A normal thinking person codenamed B. In a series of questions, if after a long enough question answer, C still cannot accurately determine who A and B are machines, and who are human, then a machine A is said to win the imitation game, i.e. pass the tuning test. The theoretical value of the tuning test lies in proposing a practical criterion. If a machine can steadily win the imitation game, then from an objective point of view, the machine is no different from human in terms of mental ability. Huh. Interesting. I like this. I got separated from my two partners while I was immersed in Alan Turing's thoughts. Partners, I say, but those two were too busy talking to each other, they probably didn't notice I wasn't there anymore. I'm feeling sleepy, maybe Turing's paper is too complicated. I can't. If I stop reading now, I'll lose track of what I've read so far. At least I need to finish this chapter. Huh? I feel like I'm forgetting something important. It's useless. My eyes. Sleepy. Before losing consciousness, I smelled something akin to a perfume. My boy got lost in the sauce. What is the meaning of this? Oh, he should be somewhere in this postmodern scientific museum. We even searched the bathroom, but he's nowhere to be found. It's strange, that Greek boy shouldn't have been able to go too far. We're together for sure at the lobby, where I introduce you to the postmodern science, the knowledge of the external world we haven't mastered yet. Afterwards, we climbed the stairs, left the building through the back door, and looked at the scenery. If we got separated at any point, him being immersed reading a book here would be the most likely cause. But this is not the time for a careful analysis. Calm through the radio, close all doors, search every corner of this place. This city used to dabble in slave trading, knowing that a timid boy like him would never leave on his own. He didn't get lost. He must have been kidnapped or something. Well, that worst case scenario is not entirely impossible. I'll admit that much. I will arrange immediately the use of the radio. However, the other two actions will disrupt the order of the library. First, we need the permission of the curator. Then let's go see the curator right now. If he doesn't show up, I will take matters into my own hands and thoroughly investigate everybody here. Calm down. The curator is a reasonable person, but right now you look like you're trying to pick a fight. What did you say? I understand how well you feel anxious about what happened to your friend, but there's an order for everything. Don't throw it away and cause trouble for everyone else here. Rules and systems are only effective because people adhere to them. Also, if you know violence is not good, suppress with that aggressive attitude of yours until I confirm whether it was really a kidnapping or not. Or else you'll bring shame upon yourself. Damn. Tell her off. Knock knock. Come in. Ooh, hello. Who is this cutie? Curator. Oh, it's a curator. It's about the broadcast I made earlier. You probably heard it already. We searched every place we could think of, but couldn't find a single clue. It's impossible someone disappeared without any witness. Please, at least contact the police. I already did. I said before, didn't I? The library acts as a legal institution, too. Huh. Tails, basically you're saying someone disappeared inside the library, and they didn't leave any trace behind? Yes, I also took a look at the surveillance cameras, but there was no footage of anyone similar to him leaving the building. You have surveillance cameras? Makes sense, since there are robots too. Don't interrupt me, Valkyrie. Curator, the surveillance footage tells us the missing boy hasn't left the building, and he isn't responding to the radio message. Can I ask for a complete lockdown and thorough search? Do we need to go that far? I think we do. There's a chance this incident is connected to the recent missing outsiders case. Oh. What makes you think that? It's difficult to make a person disappear. The culprit being the same person is more likely than there being two criminals with the same MO active at the same time. Very well. The library will remain closed for 2 hours. Anyone entering and leaving will need my permission. During that time, the entire staff and robots will search for the missing boy. Are you okay with that, young lady? I'm Bianca. Bianca Ataigina. Rank A Valkyrie. I'm the curator of the Great Library, Caterina Michelangelo Bonarotti. You can call me Michelangelo. Tails, would you please tell the consultant detective to come here? We need to settle this as soon as possible. Damn, she is cute. The library has 227 reading rooms, 39 libraries, 86 offices, and 45 warehouses. Wow, that is huge. It will take too much time to search everything. The staff and the robots are running around looking for him. Shouldn't we be doing something too? Yo, this music is a bop. Okay. I like it. I'm not doing nothing here. I'm waiting for that person thinking over there. Ooh. The curator pointed her finger at a person sitting in a chair. She seemed to be busy thinking while assuming a strange pose like Holmes. Who is she? Seems everyone can't wait any longer. I'll start sharing my deductions while we wait for my trusted assistant to come. Wait a moment. Who are you? I'm an archaeologist and a consultant detective. Anything else? Oh, did I forget something? Why, yes. Perhaps your name? Are you not going to introduce yourself, like, properly? It's not like knowing my name would change our current situation. But oh well, call me Champollion Gianna Francoi. Champollion archaeology expert. Is that a real person? Let's see. John Francoi Champollion. Oh, it's another gender bend. Is also known as Champollion Lejeune, who was a French philologist and Orientalist, known primarily as the decipherer of Egyptian hieroglyphics and a founding figure of the field of Egyptology. Interesting. I'll go straight to the point. The person you're looking for is not in this library. Oh, really? What? But the camera footage? The reason is simple. If the boy was here, why isn't he showing himself? There's a huge commotion going on because of him. He must have knocked up someone. He must be locked up by someone. They must be waiting for the commotion to cease before seeking him out. Your first idea has a point, but the second one is too unreasonable. If the target has been secured without any or noticing, why would the kidnapper goddamn purposely take a risk and wait for the Okay. That was weird. Thought I was gonna get the hiccups. Has been secured without anyone noticing. Why would the kidnapper purposely take a risk and wait for the uncertain moment when the commotion ceases? In a stranger, we haven't found any trace of him if he was hidden in a hurry. Conversely, if this crime was premeditated, would the culprit stay here with the hostage, or would they try to leave right away? Which course of action do you think is the best? I get that. But Jimmy didn't show up in any surveillance footage. There wasn't anyone who looked like him either. Could it be Jimmy is... Don't let your imagination run wild. I thought anybody had a grudge against him, and it didn't seem like he had a lot of money. Possibly yeah, someone would try to assassinate him in small. But then, it's simple. He was put inside something and was escorted out of the library. But even if someone were to hide him in one of the boxes we use to carry books, they would be thoroughly inspected at the exit. They would be found out immediately. Dark details, I never said anything about books. I know, but it's not the time for cleaning it. He couldn't have been hidden together with the trash. Besides those boxes, I'm not sure if there's something else where you can hide someone. Even personal luggage is stored away before entering the library. It's right under your nose. What do you mean? What's the best tool for transportation that was made using that gem of reason you and your library are so proud of? Gem of reason? Is it a robot? Ah, I see. I was right. Exactly. Robots with large torsos are excellent tools to carry people. But the robots are full of electronic components inside. You can't... Ah. You noticed it, didn't you? But please explain it so that I can understand it too. If you remove the autonomous control unit of the robot and switch the remote control, you can fit a person inside. Any solid proof of that? From what I've heard, the robots have a heartbeat system that automatically sends signals back to HQ at irregular intervals. They do. It's a system we use to see the active area of each robot in real time so that we can optimize the deployment zone. Anyone planning to use a robot for a crime will definitely remove its transmitter, otherwise the risk of being found out is too great. The staff in charge of the system are now comparing the heartbeat system records with the camera footage. The results should be coming in soon. Professor Champollion. There's a discrepancy between the number of robots that left the building and the system records. It's 3 of them. 3? There might be more victims we're not aware of yet. Or perhaps the culprit used the same method to escape. In any case, finding those robots will get us closer to solving this case. You sure sound confident for what is essentially looking for a needle in the ocean. I have a very talented assistant, you see. She should be arriving at any moment. She better had not stopped to eat something on the way here. Is she really as reliable as you say she is? Whatever, let's go to the entrance. Even if the culprit is still inside, they would be no different than a cornered rat. The library staff will be able to deal with them easily. So we got ourselves a little case to solve now, huh? At the same time, somewhere in the city. I already used a drug. He should be waking up shortly. Will he really help us though? Don't worry, we kidnapped him, but he seems to be too much of a good boy. There's no way he would let Unit 4 die. If that hadn't happened to the professor, we wouldn't have resorted to this. We kidnapped 3 other scholars. It's just a matter of time until the authorities realize what we're doing. It'll be alright. The professor's no longer with us, but the assets he left behind are more than enough to make this experiment succeed. Not even the Great Library will be able to oppose us. Yes, and injustice is on our side. Countless people who lost their freedom are waiting for us. It's time to turn off the lights of the Great Library that calls itself the lighthouse of the city. Got a little conspiracy going on, huh? Sup, Professor? Take the cake from the Nile River Orchard was so delicious I had to buy another one. Haha, is there anything else besides food, that little head of yours? We can't have that hindering our investigation, Neat. But I'm not too late, aren't I? Is Kid your assistant? Yes, her name is Neat. She doesn't look very reliable, but her nose is better than a dog's. I am reliable. I'm only late because the cake smelled so good. It's not my fault. So this kid is your search dog? Don't call her that. She's a treasure I found in the market. Market? Don't tell me she's... Let's get started. Take us to the missing boy's room. We need to make Neat catch Jamie's smell. You change the subject very quickly. How suspicious. Neat once found Arthur, who ran away from home. I can vouch for her searching capabilities. Arthur? The curator's pet parrot. We had a hard time catching it. Everybody worked together to climb the tree he was in. My precious silk coat got torn that day. Oof. Is there no time to reminisce about the pants? Let's go. Right. If we can really count on Neat, then let's hurry up. Jamie's room is in the Caledonia. Damn, poor Jimmy. Bianca-sama. What happened? You seem to be in a hurry. Jimmy is gone. I'm trying to get a whiff of his smell to find him. Yala-san, you're in charge of the cabin too, right? Can you open Jimmy's room, please? Yes, come with me. Please wait, Bianca-sama. What is it, Rita? You said Jimmy-san disappeared. What happened exactly? Right, you don't know yet. Alright, let me explain everything. So she explains what happened. I see, so that happened. In that case, let Jamie-san search to me. Bianca-sama, you should stay aboard the Caledonia. Why should I? I know you want to help Jamie-san. However, we need to keep in mind our own mission. We, in particular you, shouldn't get involved in this case. Wait, why? Did I hear that right? Are you saying I shouldn't get involved in an incident that happened under my watch? Are you serious? I'm very serious, Bianca-sama. Getting involved in the internal affairs of a big city like this could bring unexpected risks to us. One of us should remain aboard a ship to avoid the worst case scenario. Then it should be fine if I go out and you stay on the ship. I was Jimmy's partner. This is my responsibility. Then are 5 dangerous faults which may affect the general. Recklessness, which leads to destruction. Cowardice, which leads to capture. A hasty temper, which can be provoked by insults. A delicacy of honor, which is sensitive to shame. Over solitude of this man, which exposes him to worry and trouble. There are 5 besetting signs of a general, ruinous to the conduct of war. When an army is overthrown and its leaders slain, the cause will surely be found among these 5 dangerous faults. Let them be a subject of meditation. Damn, she is grilling her. This paragraph is a content of 8 chapters of Zunzu's Art of War, 9 changes. The English part comes from the Lionel Gillies, 1910 translation, Art of War, the oldest military treatise in the world. Bianca-sama, from a military point of view, your current state of mind is not suited to perform this investigation. As long as there are unknown risks, we can't afford to act recklessly. I'm not being reckless. No one will have faith in me if I have my agenda and solve my problems for me. And all I'm gonna do is catch some kidnappers. Where's the risk in that? I'm an A-rank backplate. I can handle something like that without breaking a sweat. If you insist so much, then please at least wait until the rest of the Caledonia crew is back. Got it. My nose is ready to go. Just want to know where the criminals are? Follow me. Good work. I'm coming. Bianca-sama. Don't worry, maid. I'll keep an eye on that stubborn girl for you. Thank you very much. Was she eavesdropping in our conversation? It sounds like it. Okay, that's already the end of the chapter. Okay, so this is chapter 7. And my throat is starting to hurt a little bit, so let's see. How many chapters is there again? Let's see, so this is chapter 7, right? And there is 26, right? 28. No, there's more. Holy fuck, 31. Okay, so what is 31 divided by 4 is 7.75. Oh my god, no way. So we want to divide it by 4 days. We have to read 7 chapters then, right? Or actually, chapter 1 seems to be really short. And I think another one looks to be short too, though. So we could do 7 today, and then next time we could do 6. Cause it's kind of good, you know. I won't lie. Yeah, we could do 7. How long is chapter 7? Oh gosh. It's 3 parts. See, chapter 8 is only 2 parts, so it seems to be shorter. There's a couple that are only 2 parts. Okay. So let's do 7, and then we'll be able to do either 6 or 7 next time. and then maybe 6 and 6. Yes, I think we could do that. Oh, perfect. I could use these for thumbnails. Ragna. Oh no, not the Himiko picture too. Okay. Last chapter of the day. As he despaired, Jimmy Watt began to remember what happened moments before he lost consciousness. I was in the Great Library when I passed out. Next thing I knew, I was already inside this prison cell. Yumeko, right? Oh man, that one hurt. The door is locked and no one is answering to my screams. Bianca-san, Captain Shakespeare, Director Tales. I can only fantasize about someone coming to my rescue. Are those footsteps? I put my ear to the door. The footsteps stopped right in front of the door. Someone inserted a key. The door is opening. Scholar-sama, I'm very sorry for the trouble I've caused you. Who are you? My apologies for the late introduction. My name is Alice. Right now, I am in charge of this facility. Come this way. We can talk as we walk. Yo, she's got drills. Oh, she's kind of cute too, but she looks like a child. This facility belonged to a certain professor. That professor was a peculiar person. He not only was a reclusive, his way of thinking was completely different from everybody else in the city. The people of the city not only were against his plans for social development, but they also thought his ideas were too dangerous and exiled him from the city. But even so, the professor didn't give up. Using his vast knowledge, he began trading with people from outside the city, built this facility from nothing, and lived a self-sufficient life. All to make an existence like me. Wait, what? Is she not a real human? To make you? Yes. This might be hard to believe, but I am not human. Literally? Not in a metaphorical sense? Yes. Please don't be startled. It's not my intention to deceive you. I am Unit 4, a machine made by the professor. The Alice in front of you is one of many interfaces of that machine, one resembling the human body. I understand you might not believe me right away, but this is just the beginning of my story. I like to answer your questions right away, but before that, before you see a certain something, I want you to be mentally prepared. Mentally prepared? Where are you taking me? The place the professor is most proud of. The place where my brain is. Whoa. Your brain? The professor's assistants brought 2 other scholars here besides you, but the moment they saw that, they refused to help them. One didn't want to hear the rest and tried to escape. The other one shut down and began praying non-stop. Damn, what the fuck? And now they're all dead. Wow, what? Yo, what type of eldritch horror are we gonna, like, see in this room? Dead? Yes, you're Alice's last hope. What do you want from me? You're mistaken. There is no we anymore. Huh? Only you and me are left. The professor, his assistants, and the scholars they kidnapped, they're all dead. The first death happened approximately 50 hours ago. The professor worked for 20 hours straight and suddenly collapsed. His assistants tried to perform first aid on him, but alas, it was all for nothing. By the time I got to him, he had passed away. Having lost the professor, the assistants kidnapped you and 2 other scholars to keep working on me. Like I mentioned earlier, there was a disagreement between the scholars and the assistants. And now, I'm the only one left. Damn, did they fight each other or what? Fortunately for you, you were still sleeping in yourself when it happened. You can call me Jimmy. Jimmy-sama, you're Alice's only hope for salvation. What do you want me to do? Take the stairs to the right. We'll be there shortly. After I climbed the stairs, I saw a door with no special features. Alice put her hands on the door. It seemed to tremble a little. Once this door is open, I hope you can remain calm and collected. No matter how unethical this experiment was, the life that was born from it wants to live. Alright, get ready to see some Elrich type of shit, I guess. I mean, if it drove the other people mad, it must be some fucked up shit, huh? Alright, here we go. I want to live. This is my central thinking processor. I lack the necessary permissions to view documents related to my own maintenance. Without the professor, I had no choice but to search for someone who can learn them, to have them teach me. To be precise, I don't need to know how, I just need to receive regular maintenance. Because if I don't, I will stop functioning in 200 hours. Damn. Give me a moment to organize my thoughts. Wait, what? So it's just a big ass fucking server room? Are you kidding me? What the hell? That's a bit anticlimactic. Basically, you are a machine capable of thought and this is your brain? Yes, that would be a simpler version of it. And your brain needs maintenance at regular intervals, just like how the human brain needs rest. Yes. The professor who made you wanted full control of your actions, so he didn't give you the necessary permissions to view maintenance-related documents, which resulted in you not being able to perform any maintenance on yourself. Yes. That's strange. Why would he do that? I don't know. I think that maybe the professor wanted the means to control me in case of an emergency. Emergency? Why would there be one? Because I'm not a pure machine. Huh? Don't tell me there's an actual human soul or some shit like that within her. Those cabinets near the wall. You're thinking there are complex electronic circuits inside them, don't you? Oh shit. Oh shit, so what the fuck is in them? You said you were a machine, so it would be natural to think that. I call myself a machine due to a lack of a better word. What do you mean by that? If I were to make up a word that could properly convey what I am, that would be brain engine. I'm Unit 4. Unit 1 was simple computer. Unit 2 was given artificially made neurons. Unit 3 used the brain of an octopus, and Unit 4 used the brain of a real human. I am a hybrid supervised computer, and the reason he was exiled from the city. I believe that to get your help, I must confront this inescapable sin. The girl's slender figure pointed at a metal box. I can feel the tension in the air. If I open that box, I feel like something inside of me will immediately shatter, as if it were a glass base falling to the ground. In that moment, I realize I am nothing but a gel-like something that exists inside a container called a skull. I think, therefore I am. The true nature of an individual who possesses I lies in the psyche and it fundamentally rejects any non-aesthetic impurities. Paradoxically, aesthetic is something that only exists thanks to the impurities of other individuals. It's impossible for humans to completely detach themselves from their own objectivity and subjectivity. For starters, our soul is the result of a neurotransmitter and a feeble electronic currents working as intended. Nothing is true, everything is permitted. Yo, Assassin's Creed reference! If there's a difference between Alice and me, it would be the source of that gel-like something. At the very least, I can say she has won the imitation game. I'm absolutely certain of that. Oh. Okay, I like that. I like how they're going back, okay. I accidentally touched her cold fingertips. Her fingers redacted quickly from the touch. In that moment, that fragile glass base inside of me disappeared. Without hesitation, I turned the key and opened the box. In the center of the culture tank, which is connected to various electronic devices, there was a gel-like something. I'm sure it used to be the body of a part of a living being. However, for someone like me, who doesn't have the necessary biological knowledge, I can't even start guessing to which creature it belonged to. The inside of a culture tank was dim, and an orange light was flashing from the vacuum tubes. I tried putting my palm on the surface of the culture tank. It felt warm, no different than how a human person would feel, unlike your cold fingertips. I'll be honest with you, I thought I could force you to perform maintenance like the professor's assistants wanted. But that's not the right thing to do. I don't want to commit any more sins. Actually, I'm sorry. I got distracted by thinking about unimportant things. She took a bunch of keys from a pocket in her skirt and gave them to me. These keys will open all doors in the facility. How to proceed is up to you, Jimmy-sama. I'll make sure to return you to the surface, to the world where you belong, I promise you. Even if you think my existence as heretic, as something that shouldn't exist, Don't say that. Yo, Jimmy! Yo, Jimmy! The professor and his assistants might have done bad things, but you haven't done anything wrong, Alice. But you don't know anything about me. This might sound dumb, but wanting to live is not wrong. You're not a normal person like me, which is why I can't forgive those who try to use you and abandon you. Though I have a place to return, I was forced to come here, and I don't know anything about you. As an engineer, no, as a person, I can't let you die. Jimmy-sama. Alice, your life won't end in 200 hours. I swear it. Yo, my boy Jimmy, let's get it. Let's get it. At the same time. Wait, she reminds me of that one AI robot thing that showed up in the anti-entropy visual novel. What was her name? I forgot. Good man, I know, right? What a gentleman. Honestly. We're at the next intersection. Straight and then left. Run past the slums, we're not there yet. Keep going. This way. Forward, keep going. Aren't we in the outskirts of the city? You can trust Neat's nose. Also, this bit of sunken sand is a characteristic of a three-wheeled robot. When the tires go over the sand, they leave marks like this one. I see. These traces tell us we're on the right track. Neat. I'm correct. These tire tracks will guide us to where Jimmy was taken. Yeah, it's okay if you follow them. Great. Kidnappers, say your prayers. Yo, they're hot on the trail. Whoa, the smell. What's this? It's a sulfur lake. They're made by volcanic activity. This is bad news. Professor, the smell is so strong I can't keep going. Yes, I know, the smell of rotten eggs. A large amount of hydrogen sulfide is coming out of the sulfur lake. Hydrogen sulfide is a toxic gas, and when the concentration is too high, you stop smelling it. We can't advance recklessly. Then, how did the kidnappers get in there? I suppose they use gas masks or something similar. Look at this point. This part has sunk deeper compared to the tire tracks behind it. It must mean the robot was parked here for a while. Which means they prepared their equipment in this spot. Neat. Go see the curator and ask her for gas masks and an oxygen tank. Tell her to bring as many people as she can. We need to perform a thorough search. This time, don't get distracted. Got it. What should we do in the meantime? Wait here? We'll rest, not wait. Knowing when to rest and wait for the right time to ask is one of the keys to victory. By the way, Valkyrie, have you ever taken a part in a war? War? The kind where people kill each other? Valkyries fight to protect humanity. They're not mercenaries who fight for someone's self-interest. Haha, well said. True. Well said. I envy your era. Most people know how foolish war is. War is glory to the uncivilized and shame to the civilized. You can't understand its cruelty without experiencing it yourself. You can get angry, but in time you'll be happy again. You can get anxious, but in time you'll be calm again. But countries destroyed and people killed will not come back. That's a great way to put it. I agree. Your ally today may be your enemy tomorrow. Your enemy today may be your ally tomorrow. Everyone fights for profit and nothing else. Then you're right in being envious, because us Valkyries don't fight for self-interest, unlike many military leaders in history. No, what you're saying is not possible. Huh? What do you mean by that? Are you saying I'm wrong? Not really, just in theory. The so-called battle is at its core the distribution of profit throughout value means. Even hunting, regardless of the reason behind it, has the act of peeling away at a prey's fur or eating its meat. Something changes in the world when a battle occurs. It may be something someone wants, or it may be something someone doesn't want. Which is why those who take part in a battle must take responsibility for the change they're causing. Only those who have that sense of responsibility can call themselves a soldier, otherwise they're just a machine following orders. Are you really an archaeologist? What else could I be? The commander-in-chief of the Eastern Expedition Force, perhaps? Oh god. Let's see, in 1798, Napoleon led the Eastern Expeditionary Force of the First French Republic to invade Egypt under the Mamluks, an ally of Britain and a vassal of the Ottoman Empire. The move was intended to open up the lines of communication controlled by Britain and its allies to Eurasia, and eventually help Sultan Tipu and other Indians successfully resist British rule in order to shake Britain's national foundation. Although the strategic purpose of this Egyptian-Syrian campaign was not achieved, Napoleon greatly increased his prestige through a series of victories in Egypt. P.S. Before the decisive battle with the Mamluk army under the pyramids, the then 29-year-old Napoleon began his pre-war speech with this way: "Soldiers, remember that on the top of these pyramids, 40 centuries of history are silently watching you." Interesting. She was not amused. Then I have to do this. I get it now. Alice, we can start whenever you want. Really? It's amazing how you were able to understand so quickly. The maintenance itself is not a difficult job, it's just a procedure that is slightly complicated. That said, I don't have the authority to change your reading rights. It's a bit roundabout, but I'll have to learn it well myself first to teach you later. Sorry. No, it's not a problem at all. I don't mind standing together with you. Oh. Yo. Then let's start from box 1. And stop adding Sama to my name, it doesn't sound right. Yes. Pull out the culture tank and press the B button according to the status shown. I see, simple enough. No wonder the professor never let me see him working. The professor, I wonder what you were to him. That's something not even I know. He was the one who named me Alice. Maybe you'll be able to see the contradiction behind that. Huh. Did you know? Alice is the protagonist of a certain fairy tale. Yeah, Alice in Wonderland. In the story, she met a rabbit and together they climbed a beanstalk. A beanstalk? Sorry, never heard of it before. So she followed the rabbit, who wouldn't it be hard for her to fit in the rabbit hole? I guess. She can because the rabbit was special. Anyways, the protagonist Alice followed the tuxedo wearing rabbit until she arrived at the base of the beanstalk. There was a hole in the beanstalk, the rabbit jumped into it and disappeared, and when Alice got close to it, she felt a strong wind current. What am I gonna do about my skirt if I end up flying like the rabbit? Alice pondered. That's when a single leaf fell off the beanstalk and landed next to her. It was carrying a bottle with a label that said, "Please drink it." Isn't that too suspicious? Box 5 is next. Want to press the buttons yourself? Yes, I think I can do it. Pull it out. The status display says 3. So I need to press the green button, correct? Yes, well done. On to box 6. So did the Alice from the story drink it? She did. Then her soul jumped out of her body. Her soul? Must be some kind of magic. Alice's soul made it to the top of the beanstalk. When she looked back, her own body was being carried by a pod. This turned into a serious story. A scary story. The professor once said humans are afraid of having their souls leave their bodies. I guess it was true. Rather than fearing that, what they fear is death. Nobody has ever experienced what it's like to have their soul leave their body, because when that happens, that person is dead. I understand. But the Alice in the story didn't die. Oh, she's pouting. Alice reached out to her body, and when she touched it, her body and soul were once again. How far can this pod take me? She thought. As if understanding what she was thinking, the pod flew Alice over the clouds. The pod started growing and became as big as a ship. A door suddenly appeared on the deck of the pool. The words, "To the world of miracles," were written on it. Alice went through the door and carefully went down the stairs. At the bottom, she found another door. The following words were written in the corner. "Abandon all common sense, ye who enter here." Sounds like a reference to the Divine Comedy. Divine Comedy? It's similar to what's written in the Gate of Hell. "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here." Dante's Inferno. Quite the ominous phrase. Well, it's the Gate of Hell after all. So did Alice go through that abandon all common sense gate? Yes, Alice was a curious girl, so abandoning common sense was an easy task for her, or so the professor said. When Alice went through the second door, her field of vision expanded. She could see a huge snowy mountain in the distance and a large river near her. There was a small train station near the river, so Alice headed there and saw a boy chugging an apple inside an office. "When does the train arrive?" Alice asked. "It left 3 minutes ago," the boy answered. Alice was bewildered. "Thank you. I'll wait for the next one. Can't ride on the train that already left," she said. The boy shook his head and put away his half-eaten apple. "Throw away your common sense. And here, you have a mirror. You can go back in time." "What the hell?" Saying that, the boy put a small mirror on top of his desk and widened it until it was as big as a door. "There you go. Station from 5 minutes ago. It's on the other side." Everything inside the mirror was upside down. When Alice spoke the mirror, it caused ripples that spread like a spider's web. A girl dressed in a boy's clothes appeared on the other side and waved at Alice as if telling her to cross over there. Fearfully, Alice lifted her feet. And when the tip of her shoe went through the mirror, both worlds switched places at once. In the end, Alice was able to go through the mirror without much difficulty. An upside-down mirror? Newton's reflector? Newton's reflector? The first reflecting telescope? Yes. What you see is upside down because it uses the principle of reflection. A concave mirror, also a second reflector, is needed to reflect the image at a certain angle, which creates a spider web-like pattern. Sounds similar to what the professor told me. Could it be the boy that was eating an apple was actually Newton? Oh, that would make sense. I'm not so sure about that. But it's a fairy tale, so anything goes, I guess. Oh, we're already at box 17. That was fast. You're getting better at this, Alice. It wasn't much. More importantly, Jimmy-sama. Oh no, Jimmy-san. Aren't you pushing yourself too hard? I don't know what you're talking about. Every time we open a box, you take many deep breaths. It's just a psychological reaction. Don't try to downplay it. Even psychological reactions can have a negative impact on the body. I know doing this would make any ordinary person feel uncomfortable. So please, don't pretend everything is okay. Sorry. No, it's me who should apologize. You're doing your best for me. Don't worry, I know how to perform maintenance myself. So it would make me very happy if you could be my conversation partner instead. What? Wait, what? So she knew this whole time? Or now she knows how to do it? Where did we leave off again? Alice went through the mirror. Right. After Alice went through the mirror, a train made out of a chocolate that exhaled creamy white clouds arrived at the station. A squirrel wearing a work uniform left the driver's seat to yell, "Train to Cheese Archipelago! Train to Cheese Archipelago!" Alice didn't know what kind of place Cheese Archipelago was, and asked the girl at the station, "What's Cheese Archipelago like? Tons of islands made of cheese?" The girl answered smiling, "That's right. The Cheese Archipelago is the most beautiful place in the entire Milky Way. The golden sandy beach is made out of Gouda cheese, and there's a castle made of blue cheese grows. There are cake trees, candy flowers, and much more. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet." Alice was a curious person, but she had a realistic side to her. Thus she asked, "Wouldn't all that cheese and cake candy be gone if everybody keeps eating them?" The girl at the station laughed. "Haven't you heard this before? Midnight is when miracles occur. Come on, the train is leaving soon. Get on." The story became quite girlish all of a sudden. Huh? Really? I wouldn't know myself. I can't eat chocolate, cheese, or cake. Oh. Do humans consider high-calorie foods girlish? No, I don't mean it like that. Is that so? Humans are complicated. Well, don't let it get to you. Mankind is known for its contradictions. Hmm. Professor said the same thing once. Humans want to profit above all, but they aren't willing to take risk. If they can't do that, they maintain an image that they do. Humans are good at deceiving themselves. Deceiving themselves, you say? For example, just an example, Alice claiming to be a girl because of this interface, something like that? I wouldn't call that self-deception. Even if you are truly, there's many thinking processors. If you think of yourself as a girl, then you're a girl. Moreover, if you don't consider yourself as part of mankind, then human concepts don't exactly apply to you. So it's more like a mental thing, I guess. I see, it never occurred to me to think it that way. It's settled. I will keep referring myself as a girl. Hey, nice. Status 4, press the yellow button. Box 32 done, we have 26 left. Seems maintenance will end before the story. Will you leave once the maintenance is done? Right, I should get it going. But? This time, I'll stay. I want to hear Alice's story to the very end. Hey, nice. Fuck! Ah, damn it! Oh, that was getting so good. I wanna finish the story too. Fuck. Should we do chapter 8 then? What time is it? Ah, 11:19. We got time. I want to finish the story. Please tell me to finish the story. Damn it. Ugh, back to these guys. President son, I'm coming in. Head of the city. Whoa, she's a hottie. And you were curator of the Great Library? Nate? Did something happen to Champollion? Please listen. We chased the kidnappers to the west and found their hideout is the Sulphur Lake. Sulphur Lake, poison gas, hydrogen sulfide. Must be the volcanic area near El Alaim. It sounds like something that person who had his records erased, would you? Kid Neat, was it? Yep. Take this document and give it to Commander Hussein of the Reserve Command, and give this other one. God, I can't read it when it's doing that. Okay, take this document and give it to Commander Hussein of the Reserve Command, and give this other one to Director Lemmy of the Municipal Equipment Department. They'll give you the personal and equipment you need. And equipment. Fuck. Oh, nice. You understand so quickly. Thanks. See you later. What a lively kid. Strange red-haired captain. But shouldn't the leader of this scientific city be using her trustworthy robots instead? Care to comment, President Shelley? You're here, Shakespeare. Oh, she's the president. Do you really have time for this? I heard one of your crew members was kidnapped. If the security system of this city is to be trusted, there's nothing to be worried about. What are you getting at? Are you really going to make me say it? If you insist, I suppose I should. You and Curator over there too predicted something like this was going to happen. Otherwise, you wouldn't have real people ready on standby to catch the kidnappers. When you won the election 20 years ago, you told the public you would make advances in artificial intelligence and pass laws that will keep citizens away from dangerous work. Leaving aside those real people are in danger now. They haven't seen any actual combat in a long time, and despite knowing that, you decided they were fit to handle this case. Will you get over it and tell us why you came here instead of meeting up with Champollion and the rest? This is not a theater. I'd like for you to stop talking in such a roundabout way. Fine. In that case, I'll let the expert handle this. Huh? The task is not so much to see what no one has seen yet, but to think that nobody has yet thought. Schrödinger? What? What is she doing here? About that which everybody sees. I am Erwin Rihanna Schrödinger, a dimensional traveler from beyond the abyss. Yo! Dimensional traveler? Who are you? No, What are you? Human. To be specific, a being that had the unitarity of its quantum distribution altered. Well, it's fine if you think of me as a ghost who left here from another world. Have you heard about this sword before? It's called Durandal. It's no surprise. Wait, is there no music, or is the music fucked up again? Okay, there it is. It's no surprise the sword itself means nothing to you. But the following story may change your reaction. An urban legend says that somewhere in the city there's a Philosopher's Stone. Ooh, the Philosopher's Stone. And a Tesseract that gives all your robots the ability to think. And here I thought you were going to say something interesting. But it's just a Philosopher's Stone? Do you really believe in that nonsense? Did you know, according to some urban legends, I'm actually dead and I was replaced by a robot replica? Indeed, urban legends are often nonsense far from the truth. Even the Philosopher's Stone is just an old universal legend. But I also believe any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. Clarke's 3 laws. If an outstanding but elderly scientist says that something is possible, he is almost right. But if he says something is impossible, he's probably wrong. The only way to discover the boundaries of what is possible is to venture beyond the existing possible and into the impossible realm. 3. Any technology that is advanced enough will be no different from magic to the audience. Very true. It wouldn't be strange if a chemist who traveled back in time to the Stone Age were revered as a godly shaman after performing a couple experiments. True. Are you just throwing ideas around fishing for information? No, that's not my intention. To get my point across, I need to build a foundation first. Let me tell you a story about a certain magical sword. The name of that sword is Durandal. The sword is capable of creating the heavens and earth, and was made by a certain god to be used by one of his apostles. The seven rainbow-colored gems on its hilt are proof of its power. For instance, the red gem of courage is able to track the specific kind of wavelength, which can serve as a guide during a search. The blue gem of reason has a powerful information processing capabilities, which allows for instant data analysis of any kind. Even separated, each one of them has an immeasurable value. Among them, the most useful one is the gem of reason, due to its ability to imitate human condition. I realized this after carefully observing its city. There is nothing special about its combustion engines and vacuum tubes. Wait, so are the stones kind of like the Honkai stones then? And yet the robots can perform police, guide, and household work. Even their artificial intelligence is good enough to simplify the process of legislation and law enforcement. These machines aren't simple automatons. They think like people do and solve problems like people do. They possess a genuine artificial intelligence with a level that can pass a Turing test. This is, without a doubt, a remarkable accomplishment, but at the same time, a suspicious one. As you should know already, brain cells are complex and delicate structure. Trying to imitate them using common electronic devices would consume a huge amount of power. The reason why humans can function with only 3 meals a day is because the human body is well optimized. Each cell is similar to a nanobot. They record information on their own chemical structure rather than relying on its electromagnetic fields that consume vast amounts of energy. And these cells process blueprints called DNA and can replicate themselves by performing a 3D printing process called cell division. My point is, replicating the most complex and esoteric system in the world, the human brain, is theoretically impossible using common hardware such as vacuum tubes. There are a trillion of neuronal connections in a single human brain. If one were to use vacuum tubes, it would be like lighting up a trillion light bulbs. Even if we ignore the physical space needed and access that heat from them, you would need hundreds if not thousands of fully operational Hoover dams to supply enough power to light up a human. Or to light up a trillion bulbs. Well, same shit. Only then, someone would be able to recreate a single human brain. When you see it like this, the fact is that City has a genuine artificial intelligence sounds like a scenario taken from a fantasy novel. And yet, it exists. Somewhere in the city there are machines performing difficult tasks only a human should be able to. After all inspected discarded robots, I noticed there are nothing but terminals following orders. which made this strange situation even more suspicious. Who is the main brain behind them that imitates tens of thousands of human brains every single day? And what kind of cheat did you use to pull it off? If such technological leap were possible thanks to a mere invention, any shaman from the past would have been able to build a spaceship using a revelation from God. You are free to mock us, but let me tell you, I don't believe that the development of my city has been unethical or immoral. Yes, I understand how you feel. I used to feel the same way when I worked at a certain institution. That's why I have to tell you clearly that vulnerabilities to technology you borrowed has. For instance, the most relevant to you right now, the safety of the communication equipment. Yo, I was not expecting to have like a bunch of science shit thrown at me. Just like the anti-entropy one. Bishop to d6. Queen to a1, check. Are they playing chess? If you want to take back now, this is the time, or else say goodbye to rooks. Like I told you before, talking during chess will only distract yourself. Besides, I never take back my moves. King to e2. So stubborn. Bishop to g1. Pawn to e5. Knight to a6. Knight to g7, check. King to d8. You should just admit defeat already. Queen to f6, check. Oh no, she seems to be getting the checks. Oh my, making a break for it? Stop talking and make your next move. This match is over. What does she mean by that? Was it a trap? Knight to f6. Bishop to e7, checkmate. Huh? Wait, checkmate already? I can't. Well, don't let it get to you. I think you did better compared to our first match. Ugh. Taking 2 rock at once turned out to be a trap all along. That's the kind of game chess is, Bianca-sama. Yeah, damn, she got dunked on for real. Poor Bianca. Rita? Yeah, what is Rita doing here? How long have you been there? Since you asked the detective Sana if she wanted to take back her move, I think. So not that long. Wait. You were behind me all this time? And me, a great Valkyrie, didn't notice you? You can't use your abilities to peek at a chess match. What were you thinking? Unbelievable. The saying, you must not use a steam hammer to crack a nut. If a nutcracker would do, exists for a reason. It was a trap. But if that hadn't been the case, this game wouldn't have ended that way, and you wouldn't have known such an ending was possible. Whatever. This is a lesson worth learning. Professor, about the gas mask, oxygen cylinders, and 50 men. Damn, 50? And somehow I got roped into this as well. For crying out loud, this kind of physical labor isn't for me. You're an important person. You need to be here. I heard it's partially your fault our engineer Watt was kidnapped. How you dare blame me, you simpleton. Think about it like this, Director Son. That brain of yours may come into handy in this operation. But first, well done, Neat. Tomorrow I'm buying you a millfioli from Golden House. Yay, cake, thanks, pro. There's a burning smoke coming from the city. I think something exploded. Uh-oh. Look over there, there's smoke. Smoke! Oh shit. Oh, back to Alice. Alice got on the train and guess what? All the passengers and crew members suddenly disappeared. Alice was very worried. Who was going to drive this high-speed train if the conductor is gone? When Alice was starting to panic, she heard a voice coming from the speaker. Dear Alice, do not worry. I am Nieter Elmont, the conductor of this train. Let us have a wonderful trip together. Alice was very surprised. She got close to the speaker and asked, Where are you, conductor son? I searched every corner of the train, but I couldn't find you. Nieter laughed and replied, Of course, you're inside of me, Alice-san. Alice was even more surprised. Are you the train itself? The voice from the speaker told her, Yes, as you know, this world is in a constant state of change. When 2 mirror images once converge, every aspect of the world changes. There used to be 4 staff members on this train. When the mirror images converged, a fully automated train was born. Alice wondered why 4 people. 5 would not work, she asked. Neither said with a disappointed voice, yes, if there ever were 5 people, they would forever. Warning, system's power has reached critical low level. No. Please perform Plan 5 of the emergency power supply manual. Starting the 5-minute countdown. What's happening? There's a problem with the power supply. If Plan 5 is implemented, not only the base, but also this interface, my body was shut down. Did something happen at the power plant? Give me a moment. I'm running a diagnostic. Oh, what the hell? She's running code through her eyes. No, there are no issues with the power supply. But the energy consumption is increasing exponentially. The cause is the communication station. Ah! What do I do? What do I do? Calm down and tell me what happened. I can't remain calm. I'm in big trouble. It's my fault. It's all my fault. I forgot all about that plan. At the same time, under the server room, under Alexandria City Hall. I wish you had admitted you were using the gem of reason from the beginning. Aren't we this late because you spent too much time telling your little story? I wish you would have pointed out the vulnerabilities in our robot's system in a way less roundabout way. But for Senate-san, had I done that, you wouldn't have called me a hacker and apprehended me. Because I know too much, even though I came from beyond the abyss. Anyway, I'm starting. Your security system is too bare bones. This might sound wrong, but it's like it's naked. Beep beep. It's me. Yes, I'm in the server room. Calm down. What happened? What? The robots are out of control? Idiot. Calm down and explain it clearly. What's going on? Oh, Alice. Jamie-san, I'm sorry. I can only talk to you through the screen now. The location of the connector is unknown, so there is no way to destroy the communication station from the outside. But thank you very much for returning my unresponsive body to its sleeping pod. The situation in the outside world might be chaotic right now, but that's precisely what I must thank you now, for taking care of me. As I've told you, I was created by the professor. I lacked the authority to manage my own functions. I wanted to be greedy just once, like Scheherazade from the 1001 Nights. Oh, sure. Fuck, I forgot her name. From FGO. Is that how they didn't spell it here? Oh, they did right. Scheherazade. Yeah, it's right. It's correct. It's just me who's wrong. Oh, after telling you stories, I knew I wanted to tell you my own story, my truth. But who could have guessed that program was running in the background all this time? I now started to consume more power and is trying to take away my privileges. I suspect it's finished analyzing its target and is ready to strike. Of course, this is merely my guess. I don't have the authority to view that program after all. In light of our current situation, I can only think of that plan to be responsible for the sudden increase in power consumption by the communication station. I'm sorry, it took me too long to tell you the truth, and now the station has gotten out of hand. Given my lack of authority, I can't know the execution phase of that plan either. I'm so dumb, like a small child who thought her parents would never harm her. I believed in something that wasn't real. The truth is, everything is going as planned. Even if I'm abandoned, the plan would proceed smoothly. Without my knowledge, the communication station was strengthened so that it couldn't be harmed by ordinary people. Don't try to comfort me, it's all my fault. I wanted to let myself get lost in that wonderful moment. To forget the most important and terrifying truth about me. No, Alice. My original purpose is to become a weapon in information warfare. The professor and his assistants wanted to use me to destroy the city that expelled them. They wanted to decode and hijack the city's communication system wirelessly to destroy them with the robots they are so proud of. Oh shit. Now that I think about it, maybe my current consciousness as Alice is a byproduct of the professor's boredom. To them, this Alice personality must have been nothing but a decoration to the Alice interface, as if they were playing with a doll. because I am completely unnecessary for what I was truly made for. I wonder if all humans use their own children this way, Jimmy-san. Damn. Fuck. Damn, that's tough. That's harsh. But that seems like a perfect place to end this for today. The start of a new, what's it called? A new arc. Man. Dude, that's so cool. I was not expecting Schrodinger to show up here too. Damn, we read a whole ass 8 chapters, huh? Oh, this one's short. Oh, that's why 8 was pretty short. Alright. So next, I'm thinking next week. Because we gotta, I don't want to say rush through it, but we gotta like really get it done. So we could catch up on the story. Wow, I was not expecting to read 8 chapters. Well, it was 3 hours. I think my first stream for the other visual novel was also around 3 chapters too, if I'm not mistaken. So it's about the same. So I guess even though this one has more chapters, the chapters are a bit shorter. Okay, that makes sense. Hopefully I don't lose my voice tomorrow, right? Because that was a lot of reading. But man, this is really good. I won't lie, this is really good. Alright, so I guess I'll end it up here. Next stream, I'm not gonna stream tomorrow, obviously. I'm gonna need a day to like get my voice back. So either on Friday night, I'm thinking Star Rail, maybe, so we can finally get through finishing Belobog, because I'm level capped right now again, and I can't really do much. So I gotta get through the story again, and I want to save it for stream, obviously, because that's just the funnest way to play it. I do gotta start the event. I think the event is like super like bare bones, so I should be able to just do that offline, honestly. Other than that, Saturday night again, the next AFO chapter, or the next continuation of AFO, Honkai Odyssey. Yep, gonna finish the fight, yes sir. Just like Halo. Yes, Saturday will be Honkai Odyssey again. We'll see how much farther we can get into it. I don't know how far we actually are into the story. We're not even that far, are we? I still have like a shit ton of the map that hasn't even been unlocked. But I have unlocked a couple of it because, you know, the daily missions take me to other places. But not daily, but weekly. Well, not weekly, 3 times a week. Whatever. Bi-weekly, tri-weekly. That's the word for it, right? Tri-weekly. Yeah, that. Friday will probably be an off day. Monday we'll get back to this. And then I'll have free on Wednesday. So I might do Ether Gazer. If not Ether Gazer, I might do Arknights. Though I know Arknights, reading the story is going to be long as fuck. So I would need 2 different days if I do Arknights. I'm not saying I'm going to go back to Arknights. But if I were to, I would have to have separate days for that. So Wednesday is up in the air on what it's going to be. I'm still going to be working on videos in the background, of course. Because I gotta get content out. It's not streaming. Because streaming doesn't give me enough, how'd I say it? What is it called again? Exposure, right? Exposure. Yeah, streaming doesn't give me enough exposure. I gotta make videos if I want to keep on growing. So obviously I gotta work on stuff in the background. And then that's right. And then Friday will probably be another Star Rail. Saturday once again. And then, so we should be done by Durandal visual novel by the next 2 weeks. And then we can start on the next chapter in Honkai after that. And then, I think there's 2 chapters, and then it's finally the manga, Alien Space. So actually, if everything goes well, the day after we finish Alien Space, I could finish the Kimiko video and then have it released after that, like within the same week. And then it should still be within the deadline for the content creator program that they're having right now. I don't think I'm gonna win. I don't think I'm gonna even get far into the little what is it called again? Submission thingies, whatever. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get far into it, but I'll try. But yeah, that looks good for the roadmap for the next couple weeks. Again, thank you so much for showing up. Man, this story's getting really good. I didn't want to stop it, but it's getting late. I gotta take a shower. I gotta go to bed. Gotta get ready to grind again tomorrow. So, appreciate it. Once again, Koga, thank you for being here, the homie. But I gotta head out. So, until next time. Till Friday night, probably. Catch y'all laters. Peace. Yeah, good night too, bro.